for moral support.
Okay, all right.
I gave the Micro Center people my credit card, and Sam.
Iris purchased it and then sat in the room while it was being built.
I put the RAM in, and the RAM was wrong when we built the computer. So,
all right,
just so you know.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, now I got to test to make sure everyone's coming through because.
So Smoothie said he's not coming, correct?
Correct. The only maybe here still would be Schooler, I think.
Just
okay, because Scott is on vacation, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I think maybe.
Other than mine.
He asked about
when
we were doing it, but then he posted he was in Puerto Rico, and I was like, "Well, you're definitely not going to podcast from Puerto Rico, bro."
And then I saw just a few minutes ago on Facebook that he made a picture of him and his dad as temporary profile pic, and I always worry that means something bad.
No, it's Father's Day tomorrow.
Cool.
That's right.
Thanks for the reminder, because I was worried something happened to his dad.
No, I think it's just for Father's Day.
Cool. That's probably it.
I mean, I hope nothing's happened to Scott's dad, but I would guess it's more because of Father's Day tomorrow that he wanted to make sure that it was there.
That makes
sense. You guys want a recommendation for something to watch on Father's Day? There's a film on YouTube called "Strange Thing About the Johnsons."
No, don't.
It's Ari Aster's first short film.
Don't watch it.
Don't look up anything about it either before you watch it.
Tom, you can watch it because you fucked up shit.
Yeah, Tom, 100% watch that. Strange Thing About the Johnsons.
Watch it.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
Okay, you know I can handle it because
you're tough.
I got
yeah, no,
not because I'm tough. Because I'm pretty.
It's the funniest. It's the funniest thing that he's made since.
Aaron,
what was his last movie?
Aaron,
I don't know because I can't hear myself when I talk. My voice is not coming through this my speaker. I don't know. I can hear all of you guys, but I can hear myself. Shut up, bitch.
It's coming from your
forget what you gotta do
mouth.
to set it up so it goes through your headphones and stuff too.
I was also pretty close to my mic, so
yeah, you were eating it like you thought it was ice cream.
So we're live right now and recording.
Well, I'm not. I didn't hit record, but we are.
Why not?
We're on the YouTubes. All our YouTube viewers. What's up?
They're all watching us right now.
Oh my god, that's what they all say.
See,
that's what all YouTube viewers say.
37,000 people watching.
Or just our YouTubers.
I can subscribe.
Specifically ours, but most.
Okay.
They all
got it.
I don't know. They're all Valley girls.
That seems seems like a strange demographic for us to catch. I don't really get it.
Don't argue with it. At least we finally found an
audience. I'm not arguing. It just seems strange to me. I don't understand, but.
There's a lot of science behind it. It's hard to explain it all.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
That's right.
Oh, so is it science or is it the Lord? Which one?
They're one and the same.
Science exists because of the Lord.
Why
are they? Why
does it even science? And
I don't know. How does the church feel about science? Is it one and the same?
I don't think they negate each other.
Why are we over?
I'm assuming they're saying God created science.
Why are you making me explain myself? You know I can't.
God create that. I can't.
You live in a Jewish neighborhood, right, Scott? What do they say about science?
What's the word on the street?
About science here? I don't.
The Jewish street.
the Jew. Yeah.
What are those Hasidic guys are saying?
I don't really know what they're saying.
About science specifically, not like just what are they saying.
Like, yeah.
Specifically saying about science.
Do you want
what are they?
Jewish Rochester would get some good bagels. Oh, that's what they're
saying. That was the worst.
What?
I don't know how to do voices.
I'm glad I didn't do it, but I'm glad you did.
A lot of people, Tom, who don't know how to do voices just don't. That shit, they just decide they're not gonna.
No, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you got to
try.
It'll
be a little better than being recorded, so I'm good.
Do you remember when we were going to ask Tom to do the intro and he was going to pretend to be all of us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that would have been
It's
terrible.
probably a good idea we didn't go that way because obviously his voice work is not quite there
try
yet.
It out,
Tom.
Tom.
We'd all sound like Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Is that what I sounded like right there?
I don't know. That's not what you sounded like.
Oh.
Try it again. The bagels or whatever.
Bagels.
He's the nerd from The Simpsons, the science guy.
It did sound like
Jerry Lewis
the
is the voice you
part,
right.
right?
Yeah, well, okay, I guess that is Jewish, but it's like the biggest caricature.
Most offensive fucking version of that you could possibly do.
Bagels.
Good
there,
God.
there are some bagel places around here, Tom. Yes.
Yeah. They know their bagels, man.
They do.
That's the one thing I learned from going to Temple at work. They got
What?
some good ass bagels.
Going to Temple at work. Your job requires.
Yes, I care for some Jewish people with developmental disabilities, and I take them to Temple because they give you bagels. It's fantastic,
and it's your job. Not
and,
they give
you
that was what you should be
because
doing.
of the bagels.
It's mostly the bagels.
Yes,
mostly the bagels.
And then they got it. They play guitar and they do a cover of
Nookie.
No. It's I throw my laugh because in the air sometimes I forget the original version of it. It's
oh my god.
What song?
I throw my hands up in the air.
Yes.
That one, but
they say I throw my latkes in the air sometimes.
But it's latkes. Okay.
Saying "Hey-o, spin the dreidel."
No, they don't.
Know the original version.
No, they don't.
Come on, Tom.
They got some weird ales over there.
Do they do this at every service?
Literally everyone I've been to.
Oh
the guy
That's
front.
fucking awesome. I could go to a synagogue right across the street from me. I probably wouldn't start.
But you have to go to Tom's synagogue because you never know.
Probably
other random parody that
do they
not
have
like
mega
as much.
synagogues?
Doesn't sound like it's everywhere.
It's not a mega synagogue, no.
Do they have? I mean, there are large synagogues, yes, but Judaism is so different from like the mega church, like phenomenon, such part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that it's like about growing it like it is in Christianity as much. Because the Jews are just like, hey, we're Jewish. That's it. Like we don't need anybody else to be like us.
You
we
don't
can
need
just
to believe what we believe because we don't
motto.
believe in going to heaven
we just
or hell
are,
anyway.
right?
Their motto is just, "Hey, we're Jewish."
Hey, we're Jewish.
Or whatever. Fuck you.
We got bagels.
All right, we got to get off this topic because like 9 fucking extremely offensive jokes just like went through my head.
I have been recording
talking
just
about
so you
this.
know as well. So this is all
I'm so proud of you for censoring yourself, Aaron. It shows so much growth and maturity. As we look back on some of the things we've said over the years.
Incredible self-control.
Yeah.
Right. That is what people say about you. That is true. That is what people say about you.
Your top quality is how you can keep your mouth shut.
You have incredible self-control. Incredible.
Start the podcast.
Oh, it's already started. Don't worry, it's recording.
Yes.
So,
well, you got to do the whole thing. You're bringing it in this week, Scott.
Fuck. All right. Well, since this is already going, hey everyone, welcome to episode 41 of the Unknown Podcast. Howdy Inc.
Are we calling it 41 or are we calling it 40A?
No, it's 41. Road to 50. Remember, there's no pit stops.
There's no stopping. That's right. That's right.
You hold that shit or pee in a bottle because we're getting to 50.
I go pee 5 times a show.
That's true. You did leave quite a bit last time to pee.
I drank beer for the first time in a little while.
Have you had your prostate checked?
Prostrate?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think so?
There we go. Is that better?
Everything was going so well until we started the podcast.
Started to talk.
When we're just bullshitting, it's fine.
Start it again. Do it again. Start over again without Liz interrupting about what
I don't
episode.
care. That's fine.
Whoa.
We're fine.
Whoa.
There was an intro. This is going to be part 2 of last week's 20-year anniversary special extravaganza. spectacular, etc., etc. That's the name of it, by the way. That wasn't just like me vamping. That's the official name.
Yeah.
I hope
Both
you co-signed
etc.
to that.
Workshop that works.
No, that was workshopped as I was talking.
No.
Anyway, anyone got shots?
No, I'm not going to be embarrassed like that again.
Some liquor.
I got some booze, but it's not a shot.
Me and Tom we will drink some liquor then. I've got some.
Yeah, I have booze, but not a shot. Also,
I got some scotch.
Ooh, fancy man over there. The black label don't do. Anyway, cheers, Tom.
Cheers.
I'm straight edge.
cheers.
I don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Hits vape.
Don't worry, bro. I got a Mountain Dew.
I was literally just smoking a joint.
Eats taco.
Yeah, me too. What are you drinking, Tyler?
He just said eats taco.
Oh,
I mean, a taco.
Oh, cool.
This isn't the eating thread; it's the drinking one.
It is.
What you eating?
Yeah. Is anyone else eating while we're podcasting? No.
I considered it, but I thought better of myself.
Is it just Tyler?
I
Tyler, are you
I
eating
want a
Taco
bagel,
Bell or are you eating
So I might
homemade
go get one.
tacos?
Rusty taco.
Oh,
dude,
those
that
were
place
good.
slapped, bro. That place slapped.
Went to like a
Get
bazillion.
get some
certificates
get
for
some
2 of them all.
ASMR chewing in there.
All right, on.
She got a what now?
She got
ASMR
her-
chewing.
Her
Jesus.
aunt got a bunch of certificates for 2 tacos off, and like it
Tacos off what?
equaled like,
Two off what?
or just like 2 for free.
Off of
2
a
for
taco
free.
Two
tree.
free tacos.
Yeah,
Got it.
Two
Got
off
it.
the shelf.
Two free
But-
tacos.
They all like stacked, so she had like
Taco
12 of them. So this is the second time we've gone where we've each gotten, or maybe there was more. We have like 3 different trips worth of 8 tacos. Or
So
20
you just each get 4
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Got it.
And, like they
Aquaman.
stack. So like we just show up and they get really annoyed because it's not in their system. So the manager
Oh.
shows up and manually types it all in, and then we pay $4 for chips.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It's good ass tacos though.
Work that taco system.
Hell
Nice.
yeah. Tom, are you drinking anything other than that scotch, or is that what you're?
Not just scotch and water.
Cool. Aaron, you drinking
Should we introduce ourselves?
Is it
Oh,
mixed
yeah, I
with
didn't do that either.
scotch and water, or is it? Or are you just
No, no,
having
no.
scotch and a water on the side?
Scotch and water.
Got it. Got it.
No.
I got old fashioned and water.
Nice.
He gets it.
Liz, what you got?
I got
there?
water.
Oh, Aaron's got water.
Rick and Morty water.
I got my pod glass with sweet tea and vodka.
Sweet.
And there's too much vodka. But don't worry. Scott immediately turned
Tay.
on my mic when he found out that there was too much vodka in my drink.
I did.
Something about I get loud when I've had too much to drink.
Bro,
That's
you're loud
true.
always, bro.
I'm not loud
Yeah,
always.
you are,
I don't
bro.
know what you're talking about.
Ooh, White Claw.
I got my green apple White Claw. These are too damn good.
Ooh.
I'm
nice.
fancy
Decent.
as well.
Tyler, are you drinking anything?
I tried this energy drink, Zoa, ZOA.
That's the
I think A might
rocks.
be Delta. I don't know.
It's-
It's garbage. It's pineapple
It's the
coconut.
Ro-
It tastes
it's-
terrible.
Oh.
It's Dwayne the Rock Johnson's drink line.
Oh, is it?
And it's
Oh,
not good.
Yes.
Yeah. What?
Terrible.
No, because probably
Sucks ass.
it's probably
Become the final boss.
You
it's
find-
probably healthy.
The
It's
Rock
probably
would
healthy,
never
which is why it sucks.
Mm.
endorse.
So you,
He-
you
he
never
would- he would
wanted
never-
to smell what the
Not
Rock was
my Rock.
cooking, apparently.
Obviously, somebody doesn't follow him on Instagram where he's always hawking
No.
shit.
I'm sorry. I'm
Always.
not following the Rock. I'm sorry.
I do, but I don't think I've seen them selling water.
I don't even remember where we got it. It's
You're
been
not a
sitting in the fridge
Rockalo?
for like a week and a half.
You don't rock with them.
Guess not.
All right. So
Iris, what are you drinking?
Mountain Dew, bitch. I love Mountain Dew.
What kind of Mountain Dew? Regular ass Mountain
Regular ass Mountain Dew.
regular.
No, it's not,
ass
you liar.
Mountain Dew. Ass Mountain Dew.
It's not regular ass Mountain
It's
Dew.
just Mountain Dew. It's all the same thing.
No, it's Big K Citrus Drop.
Ooh,
It's
that's
Mountain.
really good though.
Yeah, bro.
What?
I don't buy Mountain Dew.
But
That's
like
just
it's
expensive.
It's the same exact
Mountain
thing.
Dew.
It's the Kroger brand.
Oh, okay.
Citrus drop.
Oh, we better get technical here.
Like that and like the Dr. Peppers are basically the same thing. Like they have to really be bad to like have it like the fake Dr. Pepper to not taste good.
Can't say.
I did have one. It was called like I don't even remember what it was called. It was like Dr. something. Man, that shit. I wanted to sue for malpractice.
Dr.
That
Salt.
shit was so, Dr. fucking throw up.
Dr. Throw Up
is what it should have been called.
Dr. fucking Throw Up.
Dr. Puke.
Jesus
Dr.
Christ.
Yucky.
Dr. Pooper.
This is gonna be a fucking great pod.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
We're off to a crazy.
It's got an outline for this
we're
one,
staying
right?
on topic.
What is going on?
I have no idea.
Oh, jeez. Smoothie's not here, and all hell goes.
Yeah, he's not here.
Yeah.
He's the rock.
Keep it under control.
The rock.
He Smoothie can't be here tonight because he had a botched back alley hair transplant. They tried to get the hair from his shoulders onto his head, and the graft is just didn't take. So next time you see him, he'll still be bald. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Smoothie.
Smoothie, we got you in our prayers.
Smoothie's gonna need a new head.
Thoughts and prayers.
He's gonna need
Smooth.
a new head.
Oh my god. I have not drank enough for this.
Introduce everybody, somebody.
I think it's strong.
Yeah, you start.
It's getting experimental Frankenstein surgery.
All right, we got Brandon, we got Liz,
Okay.
we got Aaron, we got Tom, we got me, we got Tyler, we got Iris, we got a whole crew. Say hi, everyone.
At one point we might have Schooler.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
If you're listening and
Not
you want to
man.
know if Schooler shows up, take bets. Will he be laying down when he shows up?
Yes.
100%. Like I'm not. I'm not. Why would I put money on that? He's 100% going to be laying down.
I'm not
Now,
100% sure that he isn't always laying down, just in general.
If he comes in sitting up, the amount of money that'll come in, because everyone's going to bet the other way. So you got to.
He's not going to even.
You got to think
his
like a
eyes won't even be open.
I'll bet against it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that.
He's going to be
reclining. The bet is not whether or not his eyes are open. The bet is whether or not he's laying down.
Yeah.
Because there's many times when he's sitting up and his eyes aren't open. So we can't add both. We have to pick one.
I listened to that last. I listened to the last episode, and he was like astral projecting into the show. Like it was I don't think he was like physically there.
He was high as fuck.
Well,
he was practically sleeping, and
that's every time.
Yeah, he only you're right. He only said a couple sentences.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he took 2 CBD gummies. He was fucking loaded.
Yeah, yeah, he's addicted to those.
I hope he stops by. I like when he pops in.
Just randomly shows up like, all right, let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
Let's watch Schooler take a nap.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Let's lull him to sleep with our awesome comedy.
So why are we here tonight?
We're here
to mourn the loss of Smoothie's hair.
Yeah. Yeah, we're mourning Smoothie's hair and head.
For R.I.P.
Nice.
To Smoothie's head.
We're here for taco talk. That's what we're here for.
I've got another one.
We got more tacos. Perfect.
Okay. Nice.
I'm on back order.
Ready
of tacos.
We're ready for taco talk.
What kind of taco is that?
So I just had the veggie fajita, and then I have another potato, egg, and cheese.
Okay.
The veggie fajita is really good. It's kind of like a shitload of cilantro in it.
Out of 5 stars, how many would you have given that one?
4.
All right.
All the ones I had are.
When you eat this next one, let us know this
we
next
need a
one.
rating.
Oh, okay. I'll let you know. Potato, egg, and cheese.
Hi, mother.
Review.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta yell at your dog.
No, tell him to come in here, bro. Dash.
Keep the dog on the pod.
Come in here and be annoying. All right, we're here because last week we did a 20th anniversary celebration of Howdy Inc., and we didn't talk about everything that we wanted to talk about. not everybody was able to be here the whole time, so we just figured, fuck it, let's do part 2. So here we are.
We have an agenda.
We touched on like all the main stuff last week, and there's no reason to like go through like all of the shit again. So we can just add on to it with whatever we want to add on to it. Since we got a couple people here, we've got a couple ideas, and we've actually got a pretty good list this time. So
we do.
Yeah.
What if real quick though, before we get going into whatever we're starting with, why don't we pick up where we left off last time with the top 3s? If Aaron and Iris, who weren't here to talk about the things that were on their top 3s, if you wanted to like maybe go a little bit more into detail about your top 3, or if you'd rather do that later, think about it, talk about it later or something. But y'all didn't get to give any feedback. We just read your shit on the air, so it would be kind of cool to hear like a little bit more detailed of what you were thinking.
Sure. I'd have to look up mine real quick. So actually, why don't we save that till later on when we're reflecting and stuff?
Yeah, cool.
Well, one of the ones on your list was the Gathering 04, and that's one of the topics we're going to talk about. So,
and I have my ticket. Right there.
I've still got that too. Do you have that still, Scott?
I don't think I do anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I had it hanging on my bedroom door for like the rest of high school and I think even all of college, but I don't know what the hell happened to it. R.I.P.
Yeah. I got a pretty good collection of Gathering ticket stubs still.
Fucking stop sign ticket.
Yeah, I wore that the whole weekend.
So that
wasn't there multiple shapes? Didn't we have triangles too?
Yeah, that was.
Or was that the next year?
It was a different year. Yeah, like that year was shaped like a stop sign. That was a year that was a triangle. We do have a triangle. I forget what else.
There's like a puzzle piece, I think was one of them.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that one. That must have been after.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what year that was. I just remember seeing like a puzzle piece shaped one.
Do they still do that?
Yeah.
An amulet, is that your ticket still?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. You'll have to ask Kyle. He's been there.
Yeah, he's the only one who's been
actually.
In a long time.
I don't.
He would know much more than I would. So
yeah.
So that was
the last time I went to one. It was definitely medallion.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, the Gathering, man. That was such a fucking
what the fuck? That was so.
I don't know, man. I don't got nothing to say about gatherings.
I'm just glad that you contributed so well to that part of the conversation. It was perfect.
No, that whole weekend was so fucking fun, dude. There's like huge swaths of it that like are kind of blurry.
The whole thing a little bit, to be honest.
I was very drunk, like basically the whole time.
Yeah, that's one reason.
I carried around a 2-liter of hot beer and just drank it the whole fucking weekend.
Yeah, I remember that.
The whole weekend and just kept refilling it in a 2-liter and carried around that fucking 2-liter and drank beer out of it all fucking weekend.
Yep.
Why did you do that?
Why not? I found like a random
gathering of the juggalos.
It's juggalo shit, man. It's just juggalo shit.
I found
like
a random.
You're at the gathering. You might as well do that.
Jug of I think it was Crown Royal somewhere, and I just picked it up and started drinking it one day. I remember
during Wolfpack set, a guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, could you hold my bag?" And I was like, sure, man, whatever. And he jumps in the mosh pit for like a song. He comes out. He's like, thanks, man. He pulls out this bottle of not a bottle, like a 2-liter full of like, I don't know what. It was liquor or something. He goes, here, man, you can have it.
Oh, you.
So then I was drinking that shit. Yeah.
I think that's what
you're drinking on that. The shit was.
I feel like I remember that happening, Aaron. I think you and I were at that show together.
Very likely. We hung out a lot that weekend.
We did indeed.
I'm sure I went and watched Wolfpack. I can't imagine not watching Wolfpack, but
that's a band, man. That's a band that I was intensely into for like 3 years, and I try listening to them now. Man, it's like the only shit that I'm super embarrassed that I was a big fan of.
Hey,
super embarrassed, dude. That shit sucks so bad.
What's kind of in line with that is that every once in a while I want to listen to Bloodhound Gang's One Fierce Beer Coaster, which I say still holds up. It's really fucking good. Today, though, I went backwards an album before that, the one that still had Daddy Longlegs on it. Use Your Fingers.
Use Your Fingers.
It's fucking awful.
It was never good, honestly.
I couldn't. I used to like it. I know I used to like it. Not like I liked One Fierce Beer Coaster, but it was fucking terrible.
I'll defend that album a little bit.
All right,
like,
take your bets. Take your bets.
Oh yeah, dude.
Turn your camera on.
Yeah.
Turn your camera on.
Yeah. I mean, if I had a desk or something, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Told ya. Fucking told ya.
Tom loses money and Scott loses money. They said that you'd be sitting upright. They were wrong.
Who the fuck would have thought that?
Somebody had to.
They felt like the odds were better for them to root against it because they would make more.
It's gambling, you know. You gotta take the biggest risk for the biggest reward. Though
exactly.
There's never
like
going to be one.
And then just like gambling, you normally lose.
Yeah.
I would have called shenanigans. Tom was messaging with Schooler. They're gonna
gotta come in here sitting up.
if you sitting up,
I need the cash. I need the cash.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Welcome to the show.
Anyway, back to the gathering conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were podcasting until I was looking through YouTube and saw you guys were alive. I was like, oh yeah.
Hell
We've been talking about it for a couple days now.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, dude, I've been
high as shit. Yeah, it's okay.
I almost got ran over on 2 separate occasions by both Violent J and Shaggy because they were riding around on those fucking golf carts all weekend, driving like maniacs. Violent J almost ran me over in the dark. And then I was at Juggalo Court, and all of a sudden Shaggy just drives in there and hits all the chairs, and I'm sitting in the back, and I almost get fucking ran over by him. Crazy.
I did not have.
And he was yelling he was yelling at me like I was the guy. He's like, get out of the way.
Driving a golf cart.
Okay,
he threw a crowd of people.
There.
How dare you come to my gathering and be in the spaces that we offer for you?
They're always wild with the golf carts, and it wasn't this year. I think it was the next year that we were at the gathering with Luke and Steph, and we had like some big like 90s theme party or 80s theme party or something.
Yeah,
probably 80s. And Rude Boy and the 2 guys from TNA Wrestling, America's Most Wanted, they crashed into our campsite with their golf cart, and then they stayed and like did karaoke with us and shit. It was really fun.
Yeah. That's cool.
And I have a video of that. I think it's on one of the Howdy Show. It is. It's on the Howdy Show episode. It's the long ass episode from that year.
Do you guys remember Nuke from the B6 boards?
Yeah.
I slapped him.
Yeah.
Because you were mad, or because
he was drunk?
Because I was drunk and he was being really annoying, and his friend Mike, I don't remember what his name was on there. Bones.
The little kid Mike.
No, that was Scotty. That was her friend. I think his name was Scotty or something. Scott.
The Mike guy, I think, is who's Limp Bizkit
Mike Player
wearing in the one picture. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Playa.
Okay.
His name was Playa on the board.
Yes. That's right. Yes. That's right. Because his name was Mike Player. That was his last name. Yeah. Yeah,
no,
he dared.
His name was not Mike Player. I'm sorry that you thought all these years that his name was Mike Player, but it wasn't. I assure you.
Legal name, Mike Player.
Guess who does not care? Me.
Well,
so you slapped Nuke.
So
I did.
So you slapped him just because he was being annoying?
He was being extremely annoying. He was annoying on the board, but him being annoying at IRL was another level. I couldn't take it.
Seems like a.
Oh, remember? I wish I could find this. Remember Nocturnal Nightcrawlers?
That sounds familiar. What was that?
That was a CD that some fucking horror guys gave to you, and so we were driving to the general store or something, and you slyly put it in my player. So when I started up the car, this fucking Nocturnal Nocturnal Nightcrawlers fucking shit started playing out, you had the biggest shit-eating grin on your face. You thought it was so funny that this whole awful shit was playing in my car.
Damn.
It was so bad.
That car.
You got him.
So
you got him
fucking horrible when we got home.
Yeah, see, I thought you were talking about like a toy from the 90s, Nocturnal Nightcrawlers or something.
Like in the 80s.
You're thinking of creepy crawlers.
You know what I'm talking about?
Creepy crawlers.
Yes.
Is what you're thinking.
Like an off-brand version of it. Nocturnal Nightcrawlers.
The dollar store version of them.
Aren't all night crawlers? I mean, nocturnal night crawlers. Isn't that kind of like redundant?
No, they're called night crawlers because that's
there's something that horrorcore rappers are not. It is redundant. That is absolutely.
I'm gonna kill your bitch.
Dude, they were like, check. You know what's good name, man? Nocturnal night crawlers, and all his friends were like, "Fuck yeah, man! That's
dude, that's awesome! That's amazing!
You kill it, man! You kill it on the mic." That's what they said.
Well, I'm gonna play The Gathering next year, bro. I swear.
Speaking of killing it on the mic, man. Are we gonna talk about Houdini today? Like the new Eminem song?
I still haven't listened to it.
Dude, that shit's ass,
my
bro.
buddy Eric.
You don't need to fucking listen to that song. It sucks.
Oh my god,
it's awful.
Don't listen to Kyle.
It's awful.
He's wrong.
Yes, Kyle. I love Kyle, but some of his music opinions just I can't parse.
Excuse me, pot. Are you talking about kettle? Is that what's happening here?
Oh shit.
Oh,
come on.
Snap. Calling you.
Yeah, I know I listen to shitty music. I don't care. I like my shitty music, and I'll make everybody else.
I just wanted to make sure that we were clear that you and Kyle had that
like
in
your
common.
shitty music too.
Shitty music.
I like different shitty music. Okay.
My shitty music is
I like
shitty music.
I can agree that you both listen to shitty music in different ways.
Gathering 04. What a fucking time that was, huh, guys?
Let's see. We saw Dark Lotus, right?
Okay,
Dark Lotus was the first night, if I remember correctly.
That was great.
For sure.
Because I remember everyone walking back to camp going, Lotus.
Yeah. I think that's kind of the thing I remember the most. As far as the shows from that year ago, the Lotus show was the one that stands out the most to me.
I saw
Old
that
Dirty
one shows up.
Bastard.
Tech Nine was a big one.
And Vanilla Ice.
What
Vanilla
about
Ice.
didn't Rydas do a small show back in that like that little conference?
The conference tent.
Yeah. The conference tent area.
That was a secret seminar.
Yeah. That one, unfortunately.
I caught some of it. Yeah, I caught some of it.
Yeah, we were like.
I think you were there for most of it, Aaron. I just think that you don't remember.
You weren't there. You were there,
probably not. I remember seeing those guys. So
yes.
What did ICP play? They weren't doing like themed gathering sets at that point in time, right?
No, it was like all the classics. That was basically what they played. And I don't think they did anything from Hell's Pit because that was the album that was going to be coming out.
It was right before Hell's Pit came out. They probably still weren't done recording it.
So it was still the Shangri-La tour era is where it was.
Right.
Right on. Then that was a good show.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
I really don't remember it other than being soaked in Faygo, of course.
I don't
remember it at all.
Dude, okay, so
is that an actual memory that you have though, or is that just like you just assume that was
no?
The case
I remember
because
it
you were
because
an
that
ICP
was
show.
the night that I decided I was going to use those portable showers, and that was one of the most traumatizing experiences I think I ever had in my fucking life. There were some dudes that were about to like legitimately kill each other while I was waiting to get in the coldest shower.
I could have won two ways. I wasn't sure what you were going to say there.
Well, he did say that he came from prison and he was like threatening to rape him in the shower, so that was part of the conversation.
Nice.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
exciting.
I was just standing there by
Jesus.
myself.
That he became a man.
Fuck.
So I had
16 years old listening to this shit.
I had dreadlocks at the time, and from all the Faygo and only having one shower, I took a shower in Luke and Steph's hotel room because I absolutely needed to. I know. Oh my god! But after fucking dude, from all the Faygo that I got completely saturated, and my dreadlocks were stained permanently. They did not. They were like they turned like a red color.
Red
rock. They were just they stayed
diet
like
root
that.
beer until you cut them off.
I smelled like diet root beer for sure.
Well, our car smelled like diarrhea, so it smelled so.
Oh my god!
I can't tell you. It took a lot to get that car to not smell just unbearable, because
so here's what
we all smelled sitting in it.
No.
Here's what my
Aaron from New York drove down and picked up another message board friend of ours in Pennsylvania on the way, and then came all
I
the
didn't
way
really
to
Aaron's
Cincinnati
geographically like
Liz, and then we drove a couple hours again back north again to the gathering, and then on the way home they had to do all of that in fucking reverse.
That was a dangerous drive home, I can tell you that. But Aaron's geographical incompetence made it so here's I know what your thinking was, Aaron. We live by Pennsylvania. She lives in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is next to Ohio. We'll just go swing around and pick her up. We live near western Pennsylvania. She lives near like Philly. So it was the other side of fucking Pennsylvania. So we drove 6 hours one way. Then we drove from there to Ohio, the other side of Ohio, because you guys are all the way over.
Right, because we're on the western side of Ohio.
That I don't remember. It was about 15 hours. It had to have been, yeah.
It was about 15 hours.
It was,
and all of that like came together like somewhat close to the gathering, right? Like we didn't like buy tickets the minute they went on sale, right? Was that not like a closer to the gathering thing? Like we figured out like we could like pull this whole thing off or something?
I think we all had tickets.
Okay.
But at one point we weren't driving. We lost our license and we didn't have a car to be able to go. So a last minute addition was that they were going to come and get us and then go from there. And I think Amanda might have been a similar situation to that.
Do it. She needed a ride in order to go. And Aaron offered, not knowing how far away we were going to have to go out of our way.
Dude, that's awesome. But that's just the kind of guy I am too. I'll just like that kind of shit doesn't like. Obviously, if I knew how hard it would have been, I probably would have had reservations. But I probably would have thought about it more. But like, especially back then, I just wanted to, have as many people come with us as possible, and I wanted to make it as memorable as possible. So whatever.
Well,
mission accomplished there.
There's another wrinkle that hasn't been that nobody's brought up yet is that we were supposed to have a campsite, and
there wasn't
person
one when we
fucked
got to you
them
guys' house.
Yeah, they fucked them over. So we ended up they let us stay at the B6 campsite because you guys had a campsite, so that was like also like kind of part of why we were going to go all together. Was that we were all going to stay at that campsite, but then those people fucked you over. From what I remember, I mean, this is
we have one like we bought one off of someone, and then we found out later they didn't have it, or what? I don't remember that.
I remember there being something.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. Like you were going to give them money, and they were going to have a campsite for you, and then like 2 days before the gathering, they fucking said that. It was just
like there wasn't room, so it must have been like we were going to bring a tent and be on someone else's campsite.
So then
but then I remember we didn't have room for our tent because we ended up sleeping. There were 3 tents, maybe 4 tents on that B6 on the B6 campsite, and we all just kind of crashed in like random corners of random tents.
And the first night, it fucking poured rain.
Yes, and it was
totally flooded our tent, and everything
sure did
for the rest of the fucking weekend.
Which is why the car smelled so bad, because everything was wet and everything was dirty. It was
disgusting.
Well, we were disgusting for that weekend.
It was because it poured, and so the whole campground was just mud at that point. So no matter what you did, you were just covered in mud the whole time. So Brandon just drank a warm beer and tried to forget that was what was happening.
Yep.
If he drank enough warm beer, he could just pass out because he was tired because there wasn't really anywhere to sleep. So,
all right, let's talk about something other than the gathering. We could talk about that the whole episode. Not everybody here gives a shit about that gathering. So
I just got one more little
story about the gathering.
Hold on, let Aaron tell us one more story about it.
So here's what my dumbass did. I had just gotten some fucking new Pumas. They were blue suede, and I wore those goddamn things to the gathering. I ended up throwing them out after the gathering because they were fucking destroyed. They were smoked.
God, everything we brought back.
It was my bad. I didn't really. Yeah. I was not. Obviously, my planning skills are absolutely awful.
I remember the
car
ride.
They remain that way
more than anything else.
How old were you at this point, Aaron?
I was 18.
Okay, and this was
2000. Scott, you were 16.
I was 16. Somehow my parents let me go with Aaron to do something for a weekend in another state.
Speaking of that, dude, though, I do got a story about this.
I do not know why my parents trusted me at all. Like I really
probably wanted me to babysit you.
So Scott, do you remember in high school?
Make sure he doesn't kill himself.
So Scott, do you remember in high school there was like a younger group of kids that were all in the ICP and stuff from Little Valley? Yeah. I remember year after you went to the gathering, they were all talking about how you were a poser and stuff when we were skateboarding. I was like, he was fucking baptized in Fago. He went to the gathering. What the hell are you talking about? And they all had a ton of respect for you after that.
Oh, thank God I had some shit bags.
Right?
I just thought it was hilarious.
I got their blessing.
He had to defend your Juggalo honor.
I'm glad he did.
I would have whooped.
I've never listened to ICP, so I didn't.
But thank you for defending my.
You knew enough, Tom. You knew enough.
I knew enough because
he was not a poser.
That's my tall brother right there.
Dude. It's like he tall these.
How old was Howdy Inc. at this point? This was Howdy Inc. was June of
2004,
and then so this was like July of 2004, right?
August, something.
So it was like hand in hand the same time then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that car ride home was dangerous because you were having a hard time staying awake, and I was to drive even though I was 16 and had my learner's permit. I had to drive for a little while, and that was the one and only time I've ever nodded off behind the wheel. So that's when I pulled over and we took a short little cat nap because that was that's what I remember the most about ICP. Almost dying.
Whoop whoop ninja. All right,
got home at like 5 a.m. My parents were freaking out.
I bet they were. Can only imagine.
If they only
and then they saw the videos that we recorded.
And you weren't allowed to leave the house for a year.
I was shocked that I was able to do anything after that. All right.
I was already.
Yeah, it was too late for you. They knew that. They gave up well before then. Anyway.
What are you talking about? He was the golden child.
Yes. So, the next topic that I had written down.
What else is on your list?
The logo, the genesis of the beer chugging logo. What do you have to... I remember, what was it? Matrox drew it. Matt Madrox, or whatever he called himself.
Yeah, but I put it on the list and then started thinking about it, and I was like, I really don't know. I don't remember why it was a beer chug thing. I don't remember why that was. I don't know if I came up with the idea or if he came up with the idea.
I think you did. I think that because you used to, like, even before that, didn't you do the beer chug thing, or was that after the logo was made? Like, you'd say beer chug it, like, for whatever reason.
For, like, the birthdays and all that shit.
713 was something that you guys didn't talk about last time either.
Not really anything, but
I know.
Worth bringing up.
Something you came up with.
Just some dumb shit. But yeah, I don't know.
So we're not going to talk about the fact that you have been beer chugging since 2004, but you don't chug beers. We're not going to talk about that.
Come on.
I drank beers last week.
Yeah, but you don't chug beers. You've never chugged beers.
Oh, no.
You can't chug beers.
You're right. I can't chug a beer with a shit. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is all a fucking lie, is what I'm hearing.
It's been false advertising the whole
20 goddamn years.
We're not sorry if we tricked you.
Shit.
We're not at all.
Why
sorry.
would you do this?
What have you done?
Damn. All right.
And
So
I have
that's
no
the
idea
logo.
whatever. Yeah, that's the logo. I have no idea what happened to Matt Madrox. He
just didn't follow us. I guess that was it.
It was just Madrox, wasn't it? Mattrox. Didn't he just change it at one point to Madrox?
Yeah, because I think
you know who he was a big fan of? Josh.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's a great segue. So
yeah,
last week
you thought that was very funny.
last week we talked about all of the Howdy Show, but we didn't have Aaron here to talk about it with us. So let's talk about episodes 3 and 4 of the Howdy Show, where Aaron was in town in Columbus for the weekend. Mostly the Howdy Bitch Project, right? I mean, I'm going to guess you agree with all of us that was, of those 2 episodes, Howdy Bitch Project was your biggest moment.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
I put that one in my acting reel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
that one and the other clip was from my buddy's movie where I'm also asked to improvise a bunch of dialogue. So that is why their movie has an R rating, because I'm just saying fucking and
you smeared blood on your face too.
Awful. I did do that. I was a killer clown.
Kyle said last week that at that point in his life that you were the funniest person that he has ever met, which is a pretty fucking cool thing to say about somebody.
I was tickled pink to hear that.
And I think that definitely came across in the Howdy Bitch Project, because all of the funniest fucking parts, for the most part, it's not all your lines, but for the most part, all the funny parts that we remember and quote are your lines.
Yeah, I was doing a Blaze You Dead Homie impression. Yeah. I think I was just doing that to be funny, like to make you guys laugh. Like originally, like I was just being Blaze. And then when we were talking about doing the Howdy Bitch Project is like the project that we were going to do while I was there, you're like, you should just do that voice. You should just be Blaze as that fucking guy.
Yeah, I did remember that it was a Blaze impression of sorts.
It was a very good one.
Dead homie, Blaze.
Yeah.
Dead homie.
Howdy Bitch Project was awesome, and that was.
We got to put that on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna do it once like the whole 20-year thing came along, but that didn't come out. We didn't release it until December of that year, which is so stupid. The timing of releasing a Howdy Bitch Project in December. So I think I'll put it on YouTube at the beginning of October or something, just as a Halloween thing.
Word.
Yeah.
I got to get everyone in.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That weekend in general was a lot of fun hanging out with you guys and doing stuff with you guys. That was cool.
Yeah, that was a very fun week.
We watched Night of Living Bread.
Oh shit, we sure did, didn't we?
Yeah, because it's it's a special on the 30th anniversary edition. It's on the 30th anniversary edition of Night of Living Dead. It's a special feature on there. It's a short film that somebody made in the 90s.
Yeah.
A parody where there's bread is attacking them.
Oh my god!
It's like loads of bread.
Like they have
Brandon showed me that.
They look out the window, and instead of like a bunch of fucking zombies coming at you, there's just bread spread all over the fucking grass.
It's so dumb.
I've seen that.
So dumb.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I had a 2 VHS tape of the anniversary edition of Night of the Living Dead, and tape 2 was Night of the Living Bread.
That checks out. I would be putting that on. So does.
Who's watched Kung Fury?
Oh yeah,
Kung Fury. Yeah,
the
best thing in the world, practically.
Is that half-hour one with like Yorma Takorn as Hitler?
Yeah, yeah. He shoots up the police station through the phone.
Yeah, that movie's funny as hell. They were gonna make a feature length version of it, but
yeah, I don't know.
It didn't happen.
Damn, we all lost out that day.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to be in it.
Yeah, I know.
It could still happen. We gotta keep it in our hearts.
We're reviving it right now.
Sky, surely you've seen Kung Fury.
I have not. That's why I said I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's really. It's extremely up your alley. Yorma from Lonely Island is Hitler, and he's the bad guy.
It's my favorite.
Obviously, Hitler isn't the good guy in this.
Oh
shit!
Believe it or not.
Why not?
Alternate universe.
He gonna get his
spoiler
due
alert.
Time. I'm practicing for my conservative.
Cancel culture has gone crazy.
Yeah. So that's the Howdy Bitch Project retrospective part 2.
Yeah. When was
it was really fun. Like, there's not much I can really add to it other what everyone else has said already.
Yeah.
How long after us hanging out at the gathering was the weekend that you came down when we recorded all of this stuff?
It was months later.
I was gonna say it had to have been.
It was the same year.
It was fall of 2004.
It was like
because we were still living at Kyle's house.
So Howdy Show episode 3 came out November 8th, 2004. And then Howdy Show episode 4, the Howdy Bitch Project, came out December 2nd, 2004. So just a few months after the gathering. Gotcha.
Well, it was a movie, so it had to be.
So your drive
editing involved.
Your drive home from the gathering must not have been that fucking bad.
But he didn't have to take Amanda. He was coming straight. So you know how far it is to get from Columbus to where they live now. It's not that bad. It was the 12 hours out of the way that they had to drive. That was what threw it off.
Driving full fucking states first.
Yeah, and of all the states too, Pennsylvania and fucking Ohio, the most boring fucking ass states.
Pennsylvania is rough.
Yeah, there's nothing going on through most of Pennsylvania.
And then the road's like super hilly when you're going, I'm pretty sure, the direction you were going. It's not like a nice flat highway.
The Poconos.
I drove to Philly from Ohio this time last year.
Poking hose in the Poconos.
I'm gonna throw a curveball in here.
Smoothie said water last week.
He said
he was drinking water. He said water.
He's lived in Philly, dude. Of course,
water.
He's
gonna wash his clothes with some water.
Next on the fucking agenda is creating the Lord. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Creating Lord?
I'm gonna throw a curveball in here.
I don't remember that.
You created Lord?
All right.
I'm going to throw a curveball in here. And the thing that we didn't talk about much last week that we can talk about a little bit this week, since Iris is here now, is Howdy Radio, the next generation.
Oh, yeah, that's like the one thing I did. Let's go.
I figure switch it up a little bit instead of only talking about the really old stuff. Why don't we hop around a little bit to something that was a little bit more current so that we can include everybody in the conversation here. So Howdy Radio, the next generation we had not done anything Howdy Radio related. I think we figured out in like 4 or 5 years, I think is what we said on the last episode.
It was a long time.
So then we decided to bring it back, and I don't remember exactly why we decided on just me and Iris. I think Iris was kind of into the learning how to do stuff like that on the computer at that time, and kind of started tinkering with it.
When was this? When did that start? 2017?
Let me see if that's on the list here.
It was.
I think that was
around when
2012 to 2017 was when it was quiet.
Howdy Radio, the next generation, episode 1 was March 11th, 2017.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the previous episode was 2012, so it was a 5-year break until we brought this back. So we started it off, and it was just me and Iris, and that was Iris's first Howdy Inc. thing, right?
Oh yeah, I think
Tyler.
Not that I remember.
Yeah, Tyler had done stuff with Ninja Land and the Howdy Show and all that stuff, but this was Iris's introduction into Howdy Inc. So me and her were like the main host, and then we were to have all of different, like you guys, like one at a time on the episodes every week. But then we kind of did a shitty job of doing the special guest, and we really just kept it to the two of us.
We did it for a while.
We did it for a
had
little while.
special guests came on at the time.
And then after a little while, we added Taggart in as like a third person, like kind of permanent host for a little while. At the end of the run, I think Tyler was considered a permanent host for like the last, I think maybe 10 or so episodes based upon the videos that I have. So what's everybody's thoughts on Howdy Radio The Next Generation? Did anybody listen to that or whatever?
I did. I liked it. That was cool listening to you guys just yap for an hour every week.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah,
mostly about
video games, wrestling, movies.
Wrestling and video games.
Yeah, this was right around the time like when AEW was kind of starting to be a thing. So like we were super into that when that was happening. So like I think that was definitely one of the main talking points of probably the entire series. And it's the longest running series in Howdy Inc. history. I think it's like 60 something episodes or something. Yeah. So yeah, this could if we
10 more years and we'll surpass it.
It could. But we could bring back Next Generation one day and keep going with that.
Yeah.
But
and stifle you, Scott.
You son of a bitch. I'll stifle you, Tom. Tom and I are going to make our own podcast, and we'll make 1,000 of those.
Yeah. It'll just be us saying stupid shit. Nobody will listen to it.
It's just a bunch of like spin-offs.
So yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Best part of Next Generation was the little ukulele transition.
Dude, that was gold.
The ukulele transition was awesome. Hold
on. He's gonna perform.
You better grab
about to break it out.
Yes.
Live.
Is it in tune?
Happening.
Does he remember?
Probably not. Probably not.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh. There it is.
There we go.
Hell's yeah.
Nice.
Now, while we're talking about music, Brandon, do you remember Nutcase? Or was it Nutcase?
Nutshell.
Nutshell. That's right.
But I never did do one of the thousands of Howdy Inc. things that was supposed to happen that never did.
Well, I remember you did do a song. You did the Bill Hicks song.
I
recorded it.
Damn, y'all remember so much more about this shit than I do. That's
you recorded it and you wanted it for Ninja Land, and you actually asked permission from his mom, and she said no.
That's right. Yeah. That's fucking right. Damn.
And that's probably honestly what killed the project is you weren't able to use the one song that you made, so you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
That was in reference.
No, I was thinking I was thinking about that while you're talking about Ninja Land. I was wondering if you're gonna bring that up or not.
There's a million things that we could list through that was projects that Howdy Inc. started that never went anywhere, and that was kind of on my list last week too of let's kind of go
graveyard.
through the graveyard.
You should release like a cool like in memoriam,
That's a
and
great
just go
idea.
across the years and just like a goofy graphic of like.
Oh yeah, love
it
that.
was going to be
the
me.
names
Throw
of all
a
the
board at a
shows.
board with them all,
I
and then revive one.
I have a lot of the like promo images that we made for these shows, so I could definitely
put them on a tombstone.
That's a really cool idea.
Hell yeah!
So anything that had 3 episodes or less, can anybody remember them? I think Barcast was my favorite one that me and Taggart did that we recorded at the bar across the street from my house with a laptop and a microphone and shit.
Very noisy.
Ridiculous. It was, of course, very noisy. But that was always
Opie Radio.
I think.
What was the one with Dave that you had like? It was the one that had it was like squared or whatever. What was
Square
that?
2.
Square 2.
Yeah.
That one doesn't.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
That
There was a
went
lot
on
of
for a long
episodes of
time.
that though.
Oh, I thought that was a short.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did quite a few of those. I'm pretty sure I listened to some of them.
Yeah, we did that for a long time. Really, that's got to be one of the top episode counts that we have. Is Square 2. What else? There was another web show because there was a bunch of times where we like killed Howdy Radio. We're like, Howdy Radio's done, and then we're going to start it up as something else. And there was a few of them that were very short-lived. Another web show, Late Night Toast, or it was Late Night Toast because of
Late Night Toast.
Trying to rename the Unknown Podcast.
The Unknown
I think.
Podcast.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
not
then we
Howdy
just
Radio,
said,
Unknown
fuck
Pod.
it. Just continue doing Unknown Pod.
Yeah. when we started the Unknown podcast, we hadn't come up with a name for it yet, and I don't remember who. It was probably Scott because he's brought in most of the episodes, and I think he just kind of said like, "This is the Unknown podcast," as in we haven't come up with a name for it yet.
Here we are.
That definitely sounds like something Scott would say.
We've wanted to change the name, and whatever. Now I really like the name of it.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, there's like 3 other podcasts with the same freaking name now, so it was a pretty damn good name.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
I think I did steal someone's
feed. 1 or 2 episodes. Okay. Are they all just 1 or 2 episodes? One, because if they are, they don't count even a little bit.
I have no idea. I haven't listened to them. They ain't the OG.
None of them are still going. I don't think. What?
Okay.
I don't know why, but yesterday I was thinking about the old board, the old Howdy Inc. board.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to fuck? What was his name?
Say it again.
What? I think was his name.
That's what I heard. I heard me. So I don't know. I don't remember
that. Man. Couldn't believe it sounded the same way the second time.
Matt, M-A-T-T.
Oh, were we just talking about that guy?
Yeah. Were we talking about Matt Trax? Oh yeah, he
Is that the same
bed
one?
might have been doing the podcasting at that point. He created the logo, Matt.
Oh, talking about the same Matt? Was there?
I think that's the same. I think so. I think he did just change his name to Matt after a while.
Tyler, did you have a question?
Was Square 2 picture related? Like related to taking pictures, or was that early Cincygram?
Square 2 was pre-Cincygram.
Yeah.
Square 2 was, as I said last week, Square 2 was basically a Dig Nation ripoff, which was a somewhat popular web show that me and Dave just kind of did the same thing those guys were doing.
What was that gimmick though?
Dig was like Reddit.
It was like
proto Reddit.
Yeah, Dig was like pre-Reddit, same kind of thing, like upvote, downvote kind of thing. User submitted links, makes it to the front page kind of thing.
So then Dig Nation was those 2 guys talking about things that were happening on Dig. And so like popular stories that came up on Dig.
There's a dude that I've always been a really big fan of. His name is Kevin Rose, and he started on Tech TV, which was a late 90s, early 2000s.
I know Kevin Rose.
It was a satellite TV cable channel. There was 24-hour tech news, and that was like the first and only thing like that. This guy, Kevin Rose, was on one of the more popular shows on that. Eventually, Tech TV went under, so Kevin Rose...
They turned it to G4.
They turned into G4. Yep.
Yes.
Is that the same thing that Brian Brushwood was on?
So then,
Scam School on Tech TV?
No, we're almost there.
Okay.
Once Tech TV goes under, then Kevin Rose starts his own little Howdy Inc. essentially called Revision 3 that had Dig Nation was the main show, and then it had Brian Brushwood's Scam School and a few other shows like that. So it was like a
TV looking, like it had like a CRT with the antennas was like the logo.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that.
So Dig Nation was something that like we watched every week. It was I loved that show. So it was basically 2 guys sitting on a couch.
I think it's so funny that Tyler has that as a core memory of being a little kid.
I can picture like
and
the
remembering the Revision 3. I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious. That
we watched
he has
that shit along with dinner is what we did. Like
For
during
sure,
dinner time, we sat down and watched this kind of shit. So Square 2 podcast was basically what Dig Nation was 2 guys sitting on a couch, drinking beer, talking about mostly like techie type stories. It was early iPhone, so there was all kinds of like cool new smartphone news to be talked about at that point in time, and cool. We did like apps of the week and shit like that.
Gotcha.
So that's what Square 2 was. And then later on, me and Dave were the host of Square 2. Later on, me and Dave started a little photo thing on Instagram called Cincygram, which kind of was like a Howdy Inc. project at the very beginning.
Okay.
But then Dave, I ended up stopping doing it, and Dave was like 99% of everything that was Cincygram was Dave.
Gotcha. Because do you remember going to like, it was somewhat central Ohio? Like, it was what felt to me at least like in the middle of nowhere. We were taking
exactly
pictures
what you're about to
by
talk
that
about.
like barn or farmhouse or whatever. We were on the dude's property, and like he made like a big deal of it for a second. And I was super young, so a big deal could have just been, "Hey, leave." But I was like, "Oh my god, Dave's gonna get shot! Like, why are we here? What's happening?"
Yeah.
His pants weren't down, so he was fine.
Yeah, there was a couple times when we were early.
Yeah, I was about to say, you beat me to it, man. I was say he fell out of the tree, and again, his mom was calling him.
All right, that was square too. I don't know why we got into. I wanted to talk about how to radio the next generation. Iris, what was your favorite parts of Howdy Radio the Next Generation?
Dude, I remember the first couple of episodes really well because I remember like going to school and like telling all my friends, "Hey, watch this show." I don't know if they did, but and like I told my teachers about it. I was really excited about it when we first started doing it. And then like I hit like 8th grade and I became an asshole. So I like wasn't as fun to do the show with like at all. And it was just hard to get us like sit down for an hour.
Yeah.
That was probably like the only reason why I didn't go. It probably would have went way longer.
Yeah.
But we took some pretty
Yeah,
big breaks.
we would have been up to like 1,000 episodes if you weren't an asshole in 8th grade. So thanks for that.
Okay, well,
being an asshole in 8th grade.
I don't think anything ended because anybody was being an asshole or anything. I think we just liked sitting down talking about like video games and wrestling, and we did it to fucking death, and eventually it just like wasn't as fun to do it anymore. We tried to switch it up a couple times by like adding cool little videos or green screens and shit like that in, and it just added too much fucking stress into it. So we just kept with what we knew for just the simplicity of it. But after a while, it got stale. I mean, you can only talk about wrestling and shit like that for so long.
But I don't remember when it was, but the big WrestleMania episode, the Extravaganza Spectacular, whatever we both wore, Lucha Mask.
Yeah.
And I wore your old ass Lucha Mask. And
the Great El Brando.
Yeah, it was pretty awful to wear the whole time. That was something. But
those episodes were the best ones that we did were the wrestling prediction episodes. We started doing it with WrestleMania, and then along come AEW, and then we were like right at the beginning of the AEW ones. And then even if you remember, one of the cool ones that we did was for All In, which predates AEW by a year or two. Me, you, and Taggart went to All In, and we recorded just like on the voice memos on somebody's phone driving on the way up there. We did our prediction episode, and then we sat there in the hotel room afterwards and did like a follow-up on all of our predictions on the matches. That was one of my favorite moments of
I like half remember that, but I do remember that happening.
But
we've gone to Chicago and stayed in that same hotel so many times, it's so hard to distinguish.
Yeah.
The different ones at this point.
The wrestling prediction episodes were my favorite, and that was also a time when Shenmue 3 was becoming a thing. They just announced the Kickstarter, and then like we were doing the show like throughout the whole making of that. So that was something else that was a talking point a lot through that.
You guys know any sailors?
Yeah,
you guys know where I could find some sailors.
I remember like talking about Game Pass. Like Game Pass first got announced. Now Game Pass is like our life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I fucking love Xbox Game Pass.
It's the best thing in gaming.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot more Xbox than I have PlayStation lately.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting rid of my PlayStation, to be honest with you.
I mean, I'm going to keep it for exclusives, but I've just grown more accustomed to the
That's like the only
Xbox controller again.
Like, I'm not missing out on Spider-Man 3, bro.
Yeah.
Switch Nation, rise up.
You can play that on the shitter. Just like, hey, Brandon, show us your shirt.
Yay, smoothies on the
podcast. We're going to miss that.
Yeah. How often do you... How often do you wear that shirt?
Not very often.
It's
you don't wear that one out. You know when I went out in public?
I have before, yes.
It's so funny to me that you have this picture of a dude sitting on the toilet. Nobody knows who he is because nobody in Ohio knows who this person
everybody
is.
listens to our podcast. They know who this guy is.
That's right.
Yeah.
We got that podcast, Cash.
We all know, we all hear.
It's just so fucking funny to me that you have something that you could wear in public of someone that nobody knows sitting on a fucking toilet playing a Switch.
Are you saying you wouldn't wear that?
I would wear it every day.
I'd wear it
for $9. Whatever the hell the site is, why not?
Could we rewind a little bit and talk about the buzz?
This is live. We can't rewind.
Talk about the buzz.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to because so the buzz was a like online magazine kind of deal, like a newsletter. Yeah. That
we did
the board members all contributed to. We did 2 issues.
We did 2 issues, and then like 5 years later or something like that, we did like a blog version of it. Because we did one that Brandon edited together into like an actual file, and then I think we did 2 of those, right? I don't remember. You don't have those anymore, you said, right?
No, there is a very small amount of stuff that I do not have that I think got lost in switching shit from hard drives to hard drives over the years, and the buzz is definitely one that it's not there. I do have a promo, like one promo image for it, so there is that. Yeah. But no, I don't have. That's all I have.
Yeah, and we used like a website that we all kind of had our own users to log into, and we did random articles. Mm-hmm. Aaron did one that actually got a little bit of traction. I don't remember what I wrote about.
Everybody like signed on to like do a genre of article or something. Like I'll be the guy that I think Kyle's like I'll be the guy that writes about ICP stuff or something, and Aaron's like I don't know exactly how that went, but it was something along those lines. Everybody, at least everybody, like when we were deciding on like issue 1, everybody like I'm going to do this, and then you had until a certain amount of time to get your shit done and like turned it in, and then like I put it all together in like whatever type website form it was, and then I think we did it to where like new issues were supposed to come out once every couple weeks or something like that, but of course we only did 2 and stopped.
So. I wrote an article.
Shocking. We have something scheduled on a weekly basis.
It's one of those things. Like it's one of those things where like last week we were talking about how like Taggart's top 3 memory and Dave's top 3 memory was like something like not really anybody else remembers, but I feel like the buzz is kind of one of those things too. Like it's one of the, for the most part, like the least popular things we ever did, but there's a few people here that's like talk about the buzz. Let's talk about the fucking buzz. It was enough to those people to want to talk about it. So
I mean it was notable. Yeah, it was notable to me because one of the articles I wrote, which was 8 mashup artists, the 8 best mashup artists that aren't girl talk, went somewhat viral, and it actually got a little bit of traction, enough to where the guy that I put at number 1 like actually commented on it and stuff, and like shared it around.
So that was the blog
on his page.
That we did. That was that was later. That was like 2011 or something like that. Because I remember I was living in Virginia.
Yeah, that was when
that was like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, because the original version, I wrote an article for, and I don't think you guys put it in it. I did a review of the 2 Mission Infect albums that just came out.
Damn, it didn't make the final cut though.
No, I don't think it actually went in there. No, it's not a big deal.
I know you're still holding a fucking grudge on that.
I think my thing.
No, it was just something I remember writing it.
Is this MySpace days? Is that where we're at with this?
God. Yeah, this was pre-Facebook.
This is like right before Facebook.
Because I think my thing was that I was going to find like.
So wasn't that Zanga then that we were using for that?
We were done with Zanga at this point.
Yeah, this was MySpace days.
Zanga.
So
thank God that my account doesn't exist anymore. Thank fucking God.
But I think my thing about the buzz was
extreme cringe,
like not very popular bands and like do an interview with them and like play their music or something on the buzz to like.
Brandon, I think you interviewed Kyle, didn't you?
Did I? Fuck,
yeah, there was an interview with Kyle on there because there's a picture. I remember he had a picture of him with like his Tool shirt or something on.
Yeah, they just made a new Broken Ford album, I think, at the time.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
why he was promoting it. Yeah.
I
do now. I remember the.
That's all I remember.
Why do you all remember this?
Which one?
I don't know. Resurrection. It was right after it came out, so this would have been like early 2007. Yeah.
This is the this is what I believe was the start when
Empire's
I was going to do the show Hollywood Bullshit, because I was the pop culture reporter.
Yeah.
In
that's
you were our TMZ.
That was another
two episodes. I was so good at it, obviously, because
I'm the Hollywood bitch.
With all of the.
There's another couple that we can throw in there to the ones.
Fuck off, Iris. I just wanted to make sure I put that out there.
Hey, what did I do? What did I do?
Laughed at me.
You laughed at Aaron.
Because he called you a bitch, I said, damn. I didn't laugh at you. You trying to fight, bro?
Hey, it's been reported on this show that I'm one of the funniest people Kyle knows.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. It was reported on the show that back in 2004, you were the funniest person that Kyle had met up to that point.
Also,
don't get it twisted. If you didn't
I only got
person he's ever met
Sorry,
ever.
Aaron. And Aaron's very different than now, Aaron.
Yeah, back then he drank. Now he's
I'm way funnier now.
Oh shit.
This episode is when you were like putting Kyle's like tastes into question too. So like, how much weight?
Yeah, you were talking shit about Kyle earlier.
How much weight does he really have?
Not even my top 10.
Aaron, do you remember episode 3 of the Howdy Show? We did the drunk Aaron, sober Aaron bit.
I do remember that.
that was like somewhat of a. Or no. There was another point where you were singing Bop, and I referenced that last week, and I feel like everybody looked at me like nobody else remembers.
I vaguely remember.
I did do that because I was doing the Blaze voice.
You were doing thank you.
Yes, and you were making. We always made fun of Nikki because Nikki was obsessed with Hanson. Absolutely obsessed. So we were constantly making fun of Nikki because she was obsessed with Hanson.
What a group to be obsessed
and so,
with.
Yeah.
Then
she was. He used to fucking sing Mbop for some reason all the time. I think he.
It was not just Mbop. She was obsessed with Hanson.
Yeah. She liked the deep cuts.
Yeah.
Boop.
What? Jesus Christ! Come back.
Best I got for that.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, they came through Buffalo a couple years ago, and their tickets were like $80.
Did you go?
I don't understand
how you get in that fucking
demand
pit?
that price. Hell yeah, dude.
Swinging your arms.
No, I clearly didn't go. I'm just the ticket prices.
So, Iris, did you have another show that you did just you?
Yeah, there's another one-off. You, Iris, and Tyler.
I knew that I was gonna wait till Tyler came back to ask about that one.
I didn't have my own show. I got no way.
No,
it's too many tacos.
Yeah,
not doing it by yourself.
You guys did binge watchers. You did like a couple episodes, right?
We did 2 of those.
Yeah.
I don't even know if both of them were uploaded. I know one of them.
I think they did.
Yeah, we did Superbad and we did the Scream movies. And the Scream movies were super fucking long because we talked about all of them. And it was just one long ass thing. I think it's only those 2 though.
I think
we tried to do a third one, but it never came out.
We ended up spending a bunch of money on a bunch of new podcast gear at that point. I bought a mixer and a few different microphones and shit. and that was when we did the GCW commercial.
I was gonna say that was what I was gonna bring up next. Wait till Tyler comes back for us to talk about
Come
that.
on, Tyler, hurry the fuck up! Yeah, we got to talk about that because that's actually a super cool.
He did just eat.
That's
packages of tacos. He's
just
probably
saying.
just shitting.
The pre-pod poo, man. You gotta do it.
Well, if he's shitting, then why is
It's
he
not? It's not. It shouldn't be a trilogy.
It's true.
You know,
Amateur hour.
Probably because they keep banning him
Got to
from the
switch.
board.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Or kicking him from the board. Well, shit, I do want to talk about that, but
so then
right, what else
wasn't there like? Did we talk about have another? Did we talk about?
We did bring up have another last week. That was me, Dave, and Schooler, who also is not in the goddamn shot.
He just leaves.
Yeah, that was the three of us trying different beers. It was like the early days of craft beer.
Oh yes, you guys talked a lot about Shock Top at that time, if I recall. You
yeah,
guys were really into Shock Top.
Yeah,
they were obsessed with Shock Top.
And I remember getting it at the time. I was like, "This is fine. I don't understand your guys'
I loved
obsession,
it,
but yeah, it's decent."
That was like our introduction to craft beer, basically.
Yeah,
it was like something that wasn't.
It was beer that tastes a little bit less like piss.
Yeah,
it was
pissy. It had a little
wheat
in
start
the
of.
piss.
Yeah,
you should do reviews for craft beers.
And you should call it, and the name of it should be called Chunky Piss.
I really like the.
That's what my toilet looked like after the gathering. That was the most dehydrated, disgusting piss I've ever taken in my life. I remember, like, that's how bad it was. I remember what it looked like.
I remember that piss. I don't remember all of my pisses, but this piss.
It was like. That's how nasty it was. It was like brown, dude. It was like, it looked, I was like,
no piss.
I was like, it was like
there was something fucking wrong. Your kidneys were failing.
Yeah, I was drinking fucking Fago and liquor.
Fago liquor and then energy drinks to get us home.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I ate one time. We went to like like a restaurant.
Diner.
We got pulled over one time, right? Didn't we get pulled over like right outside the gathering? Was that year?
No, that was in Peoria.
No.
Oh, okay.
That was in Peoria.
Okay.
We got pulled over in my blue twisted mobile.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And I had to make sure that Lee didn't have anything on him because he was the only one who smoked weed at the time. Yeah. But he was also like 15, and I was like, if you have weed in my fucking car and I'm getting pulled over.
Yeah.
And we thought it was profiling because I had the big twisted logo on the back of my car.
Of course it was.
It was.
Yeah, it's a Juggalo gang, bro.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, you're wearing a bunch of gang stuff. You're asking for trouble.
You might
and
be
they said,
related.
That was the time when they told me, you're the only one who has a license in this car, right? And I said, yeah, that's why I'm driving.
What a fucking stupid ass thing to say.
What a stupid question.
Good lord. Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
why
man.
do you think I'm behind the wheel?
It was my car. I was driving. I was licensed.
Your name on
but
the
nobody else in the car had a license.
Jesus
well, I was like, yeah, that's why I'm the one driving. He did not think I was very smart, but whatever.
Well, that was a dumbass question.
Fuck the police.
Yeah, that's
right. So you mentioned Liz there in that story there. You mentioned at that point in our life we were not smoking pot.
We didn't start smoking weed until God.
Yeah, we were way.
I mean, I didn't start smoking weed till like 2012.
Something like that.
2011.
I had a couple instances where I smoked a little bit earlier than that, but for the most part, we were pretty late to the game of pot smoking, which leads me to at one point on the Howdy Inc. board, we started the whole 713 thing, which somebody mentioned a little bit earlier.
That's why it was our answer to 420 because we weren't weed smokers.
We were instead of 420, we're 713, and then later on, Taggart joined our friend group, and his birthday is July 13th, so that was pretty cool that worked out that way. So every message board or Discord or whatever the fuck that we've been on since we've came up with the idea, we kind of all give each other a happy 713 still to this day.
When we remember.
It's Saturday, 713.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so that was something ridiculous that we came up with that stuck for whatever the fuck reason.
Still does. I wasn't
I
very
remember
good
I
at
went
keeping up
on-
with it for a few years, but I'm trying to get better. I'll be better this year.
Yeah, with, like the first few years, we did like keep up with it pretty well. Like everybody would post pictures of the beers that they were drinking at that time and shit. And I remember I went on Urban Dictionary and created an entry for 713. I wonder if that's still a thing.
That's
where it says, "Find out, please."
I'd imagine.
Where
I don't think they delete shit.
Yeah, they probably vet it. They're like,
gotta
get rid of this.
It's like Snopes.
It's like
This is not slang. This is This is not slang at all.
Random Snopes reference. What the fuck?
Got the textile.
I'm not seeing it.
I already did. I texted him to hurry up because we want to do the GCW commercial.
Yeah.
Do you remember if you spelled it out?
No,
I
I don't.
find it.
I can't say that I do remember that.
All right. Well,
probably not. I never remember spelling it out.
Okay.
This is censorship.
Yeah, you've been. The big tech has taken that off of Urban Dictionary. They want to suppress it.
Yeah, they polled all the high school students and they asked, "Does 713 is that time when you're supposed to drink?" They're like, "No."
And high school students were like, "No."
It's Marxist.
Pain Slay. Shit.
Damn.
No, he didn't.
Hey, Bussin. I don't know what you're saying.
Threw in his own sleigh. Love it. Love it.
I know it's because lucky number 7 and unlucky number 13 and put
Lucky
those.
13.
Is that why you said it? I thought you literally
Good old-
pulled two numbers out of your ass and just threw it.
If I remember correctly, that is the origin. Is
100%
Brandon
it
just
is.
said I just made it up.
No,
I
it
thought
was
so,
lucky
too.
number and unlucky number. It was
Okay.
totally
Clever.
This is a retcon.
You've had those drinking nights where you were lucky or you were extremely unlucky, where you don't remember what you did, and you woke up and vomit, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. True.
Very unlucky.
Very fun.
That's the unlucky.
Brandon was like, "Yes,
Good
that has
times.
happened. Yes,
Yeah.
yes." And is there a point to this
few of
story? Because I
those.
feel
Tom,
like
why
we're
you
disagreeing.
throwing me under the fucking bus here, bro?
Yeah, you
One
know.
of So one of the other things we wanted to bring up here was some unknown pod talk because we brought it up last week, but pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah.
And then Aaron mentioned that in specific, one of the things that we should talk about that's a big part of the Unknown podcast is the playlist in specific.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically something that takes up damn near half the episode for the most
It's
part.
becoming pretty much the episode.
The
at this
episode,
point.
yeah.
My favorite part of the episode.
And then we
The more
decided
people-
so we can get Tom's input here because Tom, who
Sure.
has been friends with a couple of these guys for a long time, his introduction to Howdy Inc. was listening to the Unknown Pod. So I'd love to
He's more like an
love to
acquaintance.
hear his take on this stuff.
I've only known him since I was 3.
Oh, about the Unknown Pod? Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Unknown
dude.
Pod and the playlist, just kind of both of them.
I mean, the playlist is definitely one of my favorite aspects of the podcast because I always love, finding new music. It's one of my favorite parts about the internet is it's all right there, and you just listen to whatever.
Would you
And
say
you
that
guys
it
have
helped
a
you
good-
find new music to listen to? Because we're that
Yes.
cool. Sweet.
You have,
Oh yeah, that's
you have
that-
opened
I
my
mean,
eyes to some new music.
that's a big part of why I like it as well. Is like not only like I get to torture you guys with my fucking musical taste, but I also like
Hey, same.
every episode I always find like at least one song that I really fuck with, and I put on
We're
like
taste
my regular
makers.
rotation.
We're fucking curators here.
Like Cancer Christ is coming with Guar
Yes,
to Buffalo. I want to go to
absolutely.
that so
Yeah.
fucking bad.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
to that.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
is that shit?
Definitely.
That is
Yeah,
not
man.
a sentence
I think
anyone
it's
should ever say.
in the fall,
Not
so we
miss
got to
that
go to it.
moment. And Cancer Christ opens the show, so you have to be there at the beginning of the night, but do not miss Cancer Christ.
No, I wouldn't. It would be like it's a
Definitely
big
not.
reason why I'd be going.
They outdid Guar on the last time that I saw him. Cancer Christ was better. It's the first time in my life that I've seen Guar that an opener topped him. And that says something about where Guar is right now, because Guar is nowhere fucking near where they were at one point in time. But still, it's the first time I've seen an opener top.
What's made
Guar.
them worse? Like, what are they doing
They've
differently?
not.
Well, they don't have any original members.
No,
Yeah.
there's
That
plenty of.
too.
There's
Well, I
plenty
mean-
of. There's plenty of original members, but Dave Brocky, the singer, mastermind of the whole damn thing is dead. So the new guy does a good job, but he's not Dave Brocky by any fucking means. So
I mean, they should have just got Rome. Then they would have been fine.
The guy that sings for him now is an original member of the band. He's a guy that came back to the band that was with them forever ago at the start of the band. So it's not just like some random guy or whatever. So that's cool. But it's not as good.
Did they do is it like a greatest hits kind of thing, or do they do a bunch of shit from their new albums?
Now they do more new shit, and there's only like
I don't care about that.
There's like 3 to 5 classic songs that they play now. There's not much old stuff now, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, like when a band like enters their greatest hits era, like WAR should be, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
when
they should just do that. Like it's
go-go, the place goes fucking nuts. But
yeah, because that's what they want to hear. Nobody knows the new shit.
Yeah, the new guy now can't sing the shit like the other guy sang the shit. But still, go to the show, get up front, and get fucking blood all over you, and it's still like the best night that you'll have for a long time. It's still a whole lot.
Yeah. I want them to chop off Biden's head and spray me with blood and cum.
Yes, exactly what you want to happen. Yes, but don't miss Cancer Christ. They're really fucking good live. They're awesome.
No, that was a band that Tom put me onto that I really enjoy now.
That was Brandon, I thought.
Brandon put you onto.
Oh, is that you? I couldn't remember if it was Tom or Brandon. Yes, okay, it's so awesome.
No, I've been trying to infiltrate the sky into your brain. It's just not working.
I was just listening to that Hans Gruber song today. It's so fucking good.
I seriously, Hans Gruber.
Playlist was always fun. We all put 3 songs on the playlist, and then we all listen to the playlist and give our review on the playlist,
and then we have conversation like this. I love it.
Yeah. And we've been trying to keep it more
my favorite playlist were the ones that I felt like. So we have some playlists are just like random fucking songs, and you know what I mean. Like it's like this is what we're listening to right now or whatever. That's just kind of how it works out. But my favorite were when we narrowed it in a little bit more.
The trilogy
of the theme opens up. Yeah. And because I just felt like it always opened up such good conversation about like where we were at that time in our lives or our personalities and like it kind of brought out
like
more of
your
that.
childhood, which terrified me.
I enjoyed it being, yes, it was about the music, but I also enjoyed that it was like about, it really tells you something about.
Yeah. It was a really good way to figure out who the hell we were at those points. We did a trilogy of playlists where one of them was what were you listening to when you were 10 years old? What were you listening to? Somebody chime in here because I'm not going to remember.
16, I believe, was the next one.
16, and then what are you listening to now?
Yeah, I believe that was what we did.
So it was a really cool way to kind of see where we were all at. And I mean, we kind of all knew each other for the most part at those times.
Right.
So a lot of us were listening to the same shit at that time. But that was a really cool way.
I think it's cool, a cool way to be able to kind of who you are and
the conversation
like, to really get the conversation going.
The conversations that came out of the way that we came up with those 3 playlists was really cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like that is my impression of the Unknown Pod because
were the ones you were on. Yeah, you were the ones you were on were those trilogy of playlists.
Yeah. So my thoughts about the playlist and what the playlist could do was really about it didn't matter so much to me about like the individual songs that we were talking about as much as it did like the conversation that spurred based on that information in those songs. That was
a good way to get that going.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's easier than being like, what was your childhood like? You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of you were able to like actually have a conversation about this is what you were listening to.
It's a gentler way to open that door.
Yeah, it just kind of opened it up and allowed you to be able to kind of explain that and express that in, a more artistic way. So
yeah, I always liked when we did themed things, playlists or even themed episodes. That was always ended up being the ones that we really were able to have better conversations with. And, like when we did The Room, that was great. We all watched it. We all had like really formed, really good opinions and had something to say. You know, and we whenever we'd like watch something or listen to something together, we always ended up being better than us just being like, all right, I guess we're potting tonight, let's sit down and try to make conversation happen at 11 p.m. after frustratingly getting this thing to work.
So Tom, you said, do you want me to talk about the playlist specifically or just the show? So now let's get to the show part of it. So you listened to it because you grew up with and knew Scott all your lives. So what was it like from your point of view getting to know the rest of us via the Unknown podcast?
It was really interesting. Yeah. I mean, I had friends that I met through the internet or, when I was younger through different message boards and stuff, but I did not hold on or retain any of those people. And it's just crazy to me that you guys, 20-year legacy.
Yeah.
From a ICP board, and then just listen to you guys. You're very similar. Whereas, like where me and Scott grew up, nobody was into that shit. Like,
I liked your comment that you posted on the Discord where you said, like, "Holy shit, I had no idea that like y'all had like done so much shit within the 20 years or whatever." So that's the kind of shit I like. I like hearing stuff like that, so that's pretty cool.
So have you had a chance then to go back and watch or listen to some of that old stuff?
Not yet. I need to watch Ninja Land. I got that thing sent to me. Send me some YouTubes. I will get to it.
Okay.
When I'm at work, bored out of my mind.
About it, so I was just curious if you had seen or heard.
It's just cool because we have always talked about like we need to bring like new people onto the board or new people. We need to get new people, and then like eventually we like completely gave up on the like let's get new people. It's just fucking us, and then you are the new people. Like we haven't had a new person in a long time, so it was pretty cool to have a new person, and it was mind blowing to me that the new person had listened to all of the episodes of our fucking show because no one else, including myself.
I literally went through one day and finished uploading all the old ones that were gone because the website got shut down or whatever. I did that specifically when Tom told me that he was listening to the podcast. Like, all right, I guess I'll give you the rest.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
You can listen
to the episode descriptions are pretty special.
I love the hi Tom. That was
I threw one of those in there because I was like, no one else listened to this but Tom. So
it's just Tom anyway.
He's like, oh, I feel special.
Yeah,
my favorite.
I had some fun.
My favorite one was
Tom gets invited to our Discord, and now he does shows with us, and I think that's pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, so Tyler, now that you're back, I want to make sure we talk about.
I'm getting ready to bounce, fellas, ladies and gentlemen.
You're not bouncing.
You're
gonna roll up.
I'm tired of
you don't need to bounce.
You gotta fucking vaporize.
He's going to the other side now. Goodbye.
Oh, Bojack, no, there is no other side.
Thanks for joining. It was good talking to your bed.
Hi, schooler. Meh. Meh.
Jesus Christ.
That was amazing.
What the hell?
Let's bring us into the next talk.
That guy.
So first of all, we were talking about binge watchers, Tyler, when right after you left. We were like, wait, we want to come back to that. So do you remember Iris thinks that there was 2 episodes, right, Iris?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It was Superbad and the Scream episode.
I can look it up right now. It's on Spotify.
Those weren't the same episode?
No, bro. There were 2 different episodes. We wouldn't do that in the same thing. We did all 4 movies.
Gotcha.
And we talked about each killer and each one, and we talked about how much we hated some of them.
And we had enough substance to talk about Superbad as if it was 4 movies. Probably. I could talk about Superbad for 4 movies.
That one.
No, I think the other one was just really long, and then the Superbad
the big boys.
a
Gotcha.
more
It was probably the
reasonable
exact
time.
runtime of the movie. I probably just said everything.
That's
It was an
possible.
hour and 36 minutes long. That's how long that episode was.
Of you should not know how long Superbad is.
It's a guess. It's a educated guess, but it's still a guess.
So then we were talking about.
I was pushing you guys into like you guys start your own podcast. I was saying
Because Iris was an asshole in 8th grade, and Dad was tired of dealing with her. So he was trying to make Tyler deal with her.
I think it was we got the new podcast gear, and I mean we're always trying to like find another fucking show for Howdy Inc.
Well, I don't know what the bill was, but there was definitely like new equipment that was like brought in
the
late to when the next generation was slowly dwindling away. So it's like, well, shit, we have 3 brand new mics and a green screen and no show. So like, what can we use? What can we do with this stuff?
So you guys start doing something, and it's on the list of shows that lasted less than 3 episodes. Long list of shows that lasted 3 episodes. Are we missing any? Is there
the thing that solidified that you were definitely not going to do binge watchers, and that there was definitely going to be no more Next Generation episodes, is that we made and paid for a Howdy Inc. advertisement spot to promote all of these things that we were doing, and that solidified that we did nothing else after.
Never do it again.
Never again.
Because
that was the MO. Let's spend money for Howdy Inc. And that is the trademark of, okay, now we're never going to do anything with that again.
When a kid finally like gets the energy to clean their room, and then within those 5 minutes, a parent comes in and says, "Clean your room." Then all motivation is gone. It's just like, well, you told me to do it, so fuck you. I'm not going to do
it now. But I remember doing the
so let's tell people what the GCW thing was. There's a like 4th tier, 3rd tier wrestling company, GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, and they were doing, it was a 24-hour long live stream where it was like
during COVID.
It was during COVID.
It was during the COVID time.
Yep.
And they were trying to keep they were one of the few smaller promotions that was continuing to try to put on shows.
It was live on YouTube. Like it was like a bunch.
They wrestled over Zoom.
No,
how did they do? How did they
live streaming it? There was no.
It was regular wrestling. There was no audience.
There was just no audience.
A little later.
They were touching each other and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Hell yeah.
It was mostly on Twitch.
Sensual.
It was on.
There was one match
Twitch.
where
it was on Joey's Twitch for a little while.
Watch old shit.
No,
and that's how he like filled in.
These are 2 different things. The Joey Janela thing was a WrestleMania. Yeah, whatever. So GCW was doing this thing. It was a 24-hour long live stream. It was essentially like multiple different pay-per-views throughout this whole thing. And as a wrestling fan, it was a pretty cool thing that they did. And then they opened it up to where they said, if you want to advertise on this show, if you want to have a 30-second block, you can pay, I think it was like $50 or $60 or something like that. So we had just got this new gear. The binge watchers were just becoming a thing. We were still promoting Howdy Radio, the Next Generation. So we paid.
At that time, we were also doing the AEW rewatch.
That me and you and Taggart did.
Instagram Live.
We just did it through a live. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one too.
Because I was like, there was something else that we were promoting during that time as
Dynamite
well.
Deep Dive.
Dynamite Deep Dive was what that was called. Yes.
I don't know if that was included in this GCW thing though.
But I remember it being us thinking we were doing different
I'm glad
things.
You brought that up because I forgot about that one too. So we paid for the GCW spot, and like I was emailing back and forth with the guy that owns GCW. He was the guy that like did all of the thing, and I thought as a wrestling fan, like that was pretty cool that I'm like doing business with this guy. And then they told us like during what show your commercial was going to be shown on. And we got like a pretty shitty time slot. It was supposed to be on like in the middle of the night type stuff or whatever. But whatever. But the way it ended up working out, they ended up showing it like 100 times. Like every time it went to a commercial break, there was our commercial. It was, I mean, they obviously had a lack of sponsors, so they were showing everybody a whole bunch of fucking times, and we set it up to where it was me, Iris, and Tyler, and we were like, hey, we're me, Iris, and Tyler, and we do Howdy Radio: The Next Generation, and these two do a show called Binge Watchers, and check us out on the Howdy Inc. YouTube, and like people saw that a ton of fucking times through that 24-hour time frame. And then, as Liz said, that's when Howdy Inc. lost all fucking steam and we stopped doing everything. It was so fucking useless.
But doing the commercial was so the commercial
different. Was so fun. It was
so different than what we had been doing for so long. The commercial
that we made was so cool. We had a script. It had to be a certain time because we paid for it to be a certain amount of time for an ad. So it was something that we had never done before, and it was fun. And as I said last week, where I said one of the cool things that out of all this was one of the things that Derek said when he made his little movie, I remember following along with the GCW hashtag for that weekend, and somebody that was watching it tweeted and said, hey, everybody should go check out this Howdy Inc. thing. How fucking cool that like this dude and his fucking kids are making fucking podcast and they decided to fucking advertise on fucking wrestling. And then that ended up getting a ton of fucking retweets and shit. It was fucking awesome. It was so cool. I don't give a shit that we didn't do anything after that. That was fucking, that was worth the $50 or $60 that we spent.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's our peak.
Yeah. That was cool as hell. But yeah, we probably should have.
Yeah, we stopped the unknown.
Capitalized on it a little bit. That is not the Howdy Inc. way.
Yeah.
No, it is not the Howdy.
Why are we so terrible at that? Why am I?
We did it exactly the way that the Howdy Inc. way is.
Because we just decided to not do something once because like, I don't.
We like to build. We like the build up.
Then the next time it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we like coming up with a new show and making images and like hyping it and shit more than we like actually fucking doing it.
Well, even on the point of wrestling, it's like sometimes the build up to a chant is so much more satisfying than when the guy is holding the belt.
They just said that on the death of WCW Part 2 today. Just that it's more profitable for the good guy to be fighting for the belt than for the good guy to actually
when there's no fight, then it's not entertaining. Then okay, he won.
It kind of relates to
I think that is reminiscent of the personality of the Howdy Inc. founder. He
Mrs. Howdy?
No. Nice try. That it's just because it's just your personality. You like the build up and the plan of things, and then once you get to there and you peek at it, then it's like, all right, now I want to be talking about the next thing that I'm going to build up. The maintenance of it is not something that you're interested in. You're more of a creator, like from new, and then somebody else can take that.
Yeah, you need to pass the torch,
work it, and that your skill set is the originating of the creativity of it.
But I don't want to do the work to keep it going.
It's not about the work because you do the work for the creative side of it. It's just the maintenance is just not something you're interested in. You're just interested in the new.
You build
coming
the car.
Up with new.
You just don't want to drive the car.
Right. You just come up with new. That's just what your personality is. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of then finding others to work with that are good at the other. And we just aren't there yet. We just haven't found that, I guess.
It's like your amp collection.
What's wrong with my amp collection?
Nothing. You get one and you're like, I can't wait to get a louder one.
Right.
I can't wait. I need a louder.
He's like that about a lot of things.
I understand that.
Like,
at first,
he gets a new skateboard, and he's like, "God, this skateboard's fucking awesome." And then a couple weeks later, he's like, "Oh, I need a new skateboard." I'm like, "No, you don't. Your skateboard's only
need another hard drive."
But
I do need another hard drive. I'm out of space completely.
I get the amp thing.
Yep, it's exactly. It's just the way it is.
Thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I'm very aware of that.
For Brandon, it's not about the collection. It's about the collecting. It's that initial, and it's the same thing when it comes to the creative stuff.
Sweet high
it's the initial. It's the initial of the hunt to, can I do this thing? Can I make this thing happen?
But to
and then once you find out you can, you're like, okay, I did it.
Is the most fun part.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm super into the collection side of it too, though. You can't say it's not about the collection whatsoever, because I like the collection of all the bullshit too.
It's more about the collecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What else is on the list, Scott? What else we got to talk about?
Did we want to talk about any more about like the Unknown Pod, like how we started or whatever, or any favorite moments, or do we want to move on?
The smoothie part was the best part, according to everybody. Undisputed Champ was Smoothie complaining that. What was it specifically? He wasn't able to play.
He was so pissed off that the Wii U was being phased out for some new console that
it's the
you
only
can't.
person in the world.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I play on my toilet with my tablet thing,
the best
not
part
knowing what the fucking Switch
is he didn't have a point.
No,
that was the best part.
So I remember this one very, very vividly. It was very long, and it was the night that I believe it was. I think it was daylight savings. It was spring fucking forward.
Yeah,
so we were up until 3 a.m. listening to Smoothie get drunker, screaming about the shittiest Nintendo console and how it's being phased out for something that does what he wanted, but way fucking better than the Wii U ever did. That was
console that literally nobody remembers. Nobody remembers
something about the games not carrying over.
That,
or something.
Yeah.
He did say that, which was
compatible.
That's a bit of
He
a
wanted everything to be backwards compatible.
It could have been valid back then.
It's still valid now.
Right.
I don't like how I do not like the Switch's store. I don't like what they did
so
with it.
expensive.
The eShop might not be as good,
garbage.
but just because everything isn't backwards compatible doesn't mean that every new Mario game isn't just a Wii U port. Like most Wii U games.
But you had to pay $60 for it all over
again.
Which is what his rant was. Is that he already owned all those things,
Why do I
and
have
he
to
wanted
pay
to be able to
$60
play
again?
them.
But he was the only person on the face of the planet that was Team Wii
Would
U.
die with the Wii U.
But that was
that's
Such a Smoothie thing.
He was
the fucking PSP and the Vita and that.
And the fucking Vita. He tried to shove the fucking Vita down our throats for years.
It kind of worked on me. I did buy one off eBay, and it was
my god, he was like, "This is so much superior," and I'm like, "Bro,
he was a Zune guy. He refused to get an iPod.
He was a Zune guy.
I mean, I had a Zune as well.
I knew the Zune guys. I get it.
Just so funny. It's like
the Zune guy is a thing. That's awesome.
It is.
It
makes sense. But someone that refuses to do like the actual thing that everyone else is doing.
The current.
It's like, no, I'm doing this shit. Fuck you.
I get it.
Fuck your.
I know that.
And the whole time we'll pretend. That was the thing about the Zune. He swore it was better.
He liked it better.
It wasn't.
That's the thing.
I had one. I had one of those original ones.
It wasn't.
I had one of those original ones.
But he felt like he had to defend it after that because, like, he promoted it so hardcore that even when he realized it wasn't that great, he couldn't.
I don't know that he ever realized it. I think he loved his fucking Zune until
arguably was better than VHS. It doesn't matter. He would have been on Betamax.
He drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, he was an HD DVD guy.
Yeah, HD DVD.
He would have been an HD DVD guy.
I bet you.
Quick, everybody list the formats that didn't last.
Oh shit!
Mini disc. He was a mini disc guy.
I had one of those.
3DO versus PlayStation.
The mini disc was probably the dumbest fucking thing ever.
Turbo graphics instead of Sega.
He got that fucking. What is that? Never mind.
Jaguar.
Atari Jaguar, which
That's
had
the
like
worst system of all fucking time.
systems made.
I had one of
way
those.
Better.
Not when it was current. I had one later, but God, what a terrible fucking system that was.
Trash, and all the games were trash too.
They were.
That's the thing is you need to get a good game on your system.
None.
You will, and that's
terrible.
It doesn't matter how good the system is.
Expensive too.
Extremely expensive, and the controller had a fucking numerical pad right in the middle of it. It was stupid.
Awful.
In case you needed to do a little bit of accounting while you were.
You gotta buy that attachment for an Xbox controller now. That's
getting
that
standard on the
exists.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
That was awful.
That relates to like current day though, because like I don't own a PS5, but I know like of the 6 exclusives that like the huge price tag like isn't always worth it for most people. Like at the PS5, this whole generation is just like a graphics war that nobody wins. Like
I don't
my
care
games
about
run at
graphics.
120 FPS now. Like okay, but the game's dog shit. What was the point? Like
yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Like graphics can. Like I'm absolutely happy with the Switch because the games are fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about the like that level of graphics is fine with me. Like I don't care as long as I'm having a good time playing the game.
And that's where I'll give Nintendo the $60 again, because I know that it's a quality game that's worth $60.
And this is
and
why
you can't and a lot of them are you can't play them anywhere else. You can't play Pokemon on anything else. You can't play Smash or Breath of the Wild.
The two consoles that think that they're competing with each other have all fallen off on exclusives. You're about to be able to play Halo on a PlayStation. Like that, the Switch is the only thing that has exclusivity and has earned it.
Yeah, Nintendo's the OG.
But their shop does suck. Why doesn't it have all the old
shop
sucks
like
because
Game Boy
games,
Game
NASA,
Advance games?
Why
doesn't it have all of that shit in their store?
Because there are people clamoring for fucking HD remakes of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess Zelda games. Like people want to buy the games again, so that.
All right. Well, here. Yeah, but those remasters are fucking nothing. The remasters are fucking nothing though. They're just ports.
But they know they're gonna.
They don't even do anything graphically to them.
Not even.
Yeah, they don't even do anything.
Why isn't just the Game Boy fucking Pokemon games on there? And
that is my biggest
Mario Land and shit. Like I don't.
Because they do have their built-in emulators now. You can play NES games on. You can play most generations on the Switch now.
But it's a very small amount of games that they offer you.
Why are you giving them?
It is, but I don't think they're not ignorant.
I would
on Switch. You could just get the OG, man.
Hell yeah!
I would gladly pay for Pokemon Red.
If I could play Tetris on that, that'd be so awesome.
You can play Tetris on what?
That Game Boy that Tom just showed. That's the best.
Oh, ever. I didn't see it. I missed it. Oh
hell yeah!
Pokemans. He's got a Pokemon.
Pokemans. I gave red to my nephew, so I only got blue.
Damn,
which is way better than red, anyways. I mean, why would you start with a harder difficulty like Charmander? Come on now, gotta go.
Don't get me started on this shit. Don't get me started on this shit.
I remember sitting in art class in high school.
That was a very
failing the class because instead of doing art class, I played Pokemon on my Game Boy.
Hell yeah!
Everybody's
favorite Pokemon game.
It was the red and blue that we were playing at the time.
Silver is my favorite one.
Though I will say they're doing awesome things with the Switch, like Link's Awakening. They just remade that.
That was good.
Not just And then I just got the collections of Mana, which has got the Final Fantasy Game Boy game on it.
I'm a big fan I'm a big fan of the Katamari games that are on there. They got both of them. They got We Love Cat. They just added We Heart Katamari on there. Reroll.
So I've never played that before.
That one has multiplayer.
So Smoothie talked about the Switch. No, go ahead.
Yeah,
that was the Unknown Pod.
Yeah, it was a golden
playlist.
Moment. You had a lot of episodes of the Unknown Pod. It wasn't just that. You guys had a 3-hour Juggalo episode.
That was a good one.
I mean, I learned so much.
You said you liked the last Blockbuster and Simpsons one that we did. What about that? I remember talking about those and watching them, but what about it did you like the most?
I never in depth with Simpsons like you guys did.
Oh,
and
that's
listening to you guys talk about the Simpsons was just
talking about
ignited a fire.
Talking about Bart's penis.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny when he was bringing up Bart's
penis. Could not stop laughing.
That was all he remembered from the Simpsons movie.
Was Bart's
Dude, that's a
penis.
key
Or
point
you said that out loud.
That whole sequence is
That's
awesome.
I know,
That's
but
like one of the
hearing
best parts of that
Smoothie
whole
say
movie.
that is very funny.
I mean, it's a memorable scene, yes, but that's what he said about. That was the only thing he had to say about the Simpsons
how he
movie.
say
that's
it.
I remember.
How he
All
said
I
it,
remember is
his
Bart's
wording.
penis or something.
Oh, that's
Well,
that's
because I
a
remember
That's
a
being
so
Flanders kid, but it was like
I couldn't
bountiful
stop laughing
penis.
at that.
Amen.
Bountiful
That's
penis.
one of the greatest
Yeah.
lines ever spoken.
Oh,
I need to watch
shit.
that movie again. I have
That
not
movie's
seen that
fire.
movie in a
So
long time.
fucking good.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, the Simpsons
It's
episode. I
a
remember.
movie.
Yeah,
That was really
remember
fun.
having a lot to say in that one because I used to listen to the commentary, so I was like a nerd at that point.
Oh, I did too. DVD commentaries were fucking awesome.
Commentaries, IMDb, and all that shit. I had a lot of dumb shit memorized.
Yeah, God, I love
Al Jean talking about Alf.
Al
Working on
Jean was
Alf in the
great.
Tonight Show.
That's right. I do remember that. What about the last
Bitching about
Blockbuster?
Johnny Carson.
What was up with that one?
It was just this funny thing that you guys called it.
What did we call it?
What do we ask him? We asked
I
him if
don't
they
know
had,
what,
like,
I don't remember what you did, but I remember being like, "Man, I wish you could." Like you said to them, like, "Hey,
Is that
I
the one
got
in Bend
a
that Tyler
DVD.
went to?
I need a return. I
I've been to the last
forgot.
Blockbuster.
Do you guys still accept like returns?" But you guys just called it and like chatted with them.
yeah,
for a bit to
Tyler's
see what
been
they
there.
had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tyler has been to the last
Oh,
Blockbuster.
yeah.
He brought me back a shot glass from there.
It's only about 2 hours away from where we're moving.
Nice.
So it's
It was
still
like
open.
So we
Yeah,
should
it was
go
like an
every
hour
day.
and a half or so from Eugene.
It still is
Yeah.
open.
Nice.
Yeah,
We should
it's still
go
there.
there. and
It
then
functions
videos.
as a Blockbuster too. It's not just touristy.
Yeah.
It has its own like share of like just like movie memorabilia that gets to be there because it's the last Blockbuster.
Can you
but
rent
you can
out?
rent.
Can you
I
rent
wonder how many
movies?
podcasts
Yeah,
call
you
them.
can do everything there. Like it is the store.
Should we
They're
call
like
him right
every
now?
day.
Call him.
We
They're
should.
like, "Oh, shit,
When
it's
we
not a
get there,
podcast."
we should go and we should say, "Do you remember when we called you for the unknown pod?"
Yeah. And they'll be like, oh,
Had-
yeah.
had a
the other
conversation.
buddy, you know
Yeah.
how much business you brought us?
Oh shit!
With all
Yes.
of your viewers and the money
We were
that you
thinking
have
about
from
opening
your
up the second
viewers.
location after all the business you brought.
Yeah.
I used to love
you
pranking people.
revitalized
And it-
Blockbuster throughout all of the world with that one episode.
With
At
that
one
one
point in
episode where you
time,
called us.
We were gonna buy the place, and then Family Video bought it, so we still just have one location.
Family Video. Part of me wants to call them because it's like what we used to do, but
Just do it.
more part of me is like, I fucking hate calling people now.
Yeah,
So
Fair.
I used to love
fair.
prank calling people. I did it all the fucking time, but like,
They wouldn't be. Well, actually, yeah, they would be open because it's
like
time zone
6:30.
difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
I follow them on Instagram. I see them post pretty often. They've started doing like con appearances where they'll like get a booth at a con and do like a Blockbuster booth.
That's funny.
They like to like sell
They're
merch or what?
really leaning
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, for the most part, they're just like selling the last Blockbuster merch. It seems like what most of their business is at this point. But yes, I do know that they do still like rent out movies or whatever. But it sounds like most people don't bring them back because they just go there like as they're passing through to stop by, and
Mm.
that's how that works.
It's got to be expensive, right? Like to some
Yeah.
capacity to like keep that. Maybe that's why they went down to only like one store. They ditched those last two because keeping
Well,
one
yeah,
of them
because
was
they-
expensive enough.
It used to be, at least, I'm sure that it's similar to this now, but it used to be, so like if you went to Best Buy and bought a DVD of X movie, it would cost you $12 or $15. But Blockbuster, in order to buy that movie, that same disc, they would spend $250, $300 on that.
Yeah.
Because it had something to do with the rights that they had also of making money off of it. So you had to rent it so many times in order to actually make any money off of
I
it.
think that was more so for the VHS days than the DVD days.
Okay.
But also
Yeah, 'cause-
more so for the big corporate stores than the mom and pop stores. I think the mom and pop stores just went to fucking Best Buy, bought them, and put them on their shelves. As
Okay.
to where somebody like Blockbuster that was big and fucking corporate, they had to do it the right way, so they had to buy the more expensive licensed.
It reminds me of like when the
and then
UFC
you would run it and then burn it.
fights.
Right.
Yes.
Like when the UFC fights happened or the WWE pay-per-views,
Right.
and like B-dubs had to pay more for
they
it.
Pay $2,000 to buy that
if you did it
pay-per-view.
right at your little bar, you had to pay extra for it. But if you just ordered it regularly and people came in and were drinking in your bar, if you didn't get caught, then you would, keep doing it the same way.
To that exact same point, how much are like pay-per-view sales like inflated by that?
That's
like,
included in it.
I want to know, but I want to see like the separation. I wonder like what the
but I think that it's
what a living room pays, and then like of that big ass total of money that they made, how much of that was each B-dubs buying a UFC pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think B-dubs corporate probably paid X dollars in order to, for all of their locations to be able to show it. But I'm sure that played a major role in the buys. Like it wouldn't have been by dollars rather than by like individual buys. Because that one B-dubs buy wouldn't be the same as a living room buy. It would, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what I mean. Like I wonder,
it would be one person buying it, but it would be
in pay-per-view sales. But I wonder, like, if only $1,000 of that is in-house, or like in a home, and then everything else is just businesses that paid.
But I think it's the same way that they do with the blockbusters, is they have to.
Well, but my point, I thought, because I went in late 2020, and so I feel like even since then, VHS has kind of like popped off again. And so now, like, it's a new hot topic again, and so I would imagine that, like, in order to buy the Titanic on VHS is way more of a hassle than it is to like just rent it out to people by being the last blockbuster.
Every thrift store on the face of the planet has at least 25 copies of Titanic on.
Not VHS. Anymore.
But not enough
anymore.
So maybe not necessarily Titanic specifically,
Titanic
but enough individual IPs to have a store. Like
so
have a storefront.
I think the last blockbuster just does DVDs, because I think when we called them on the show that we asked them about, do they have something on Blu-ray, and they said we only deal in DVDs. So, but that was years ago.
Could that also be because Blu-ray is too new?
It could have been during. It could have been during that time. Maybe I don't.
They just have SD DVD, because when I was there, they definitely had VHS.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys, I gotta head out.
All right.
But I will. It was great talking with you guys, and reminiscing on the old Howdy Inc. days.
Thanks for all your contributions to the fun Howdy Inc. projects we've done.
Cheers.
No problem. Bye, guys.
See you.
Bye.
We probably should get to the wrapping up stage. We didn't want this to be 5 hours long.
No.
I'll be right back.
Don't leave. We're closing.
Yeah, is there any? Did we want to talk about the end of the year awards and the gift exchange, or is there much you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are the best ofs. Another great part of your episodes on the Don't Know podcast that got me into it.
Yeah, let's bring that up real quick while Tyler's gone, and then we'll wrap up. Yeah, since we've started doing Discord, one of the fun things we've done is at the end of the year we've started doing our top awards of the year, top albums, movies, books.
Started on the podcast first.
Started on the podcast first, yeah. I think we did it on Howdy Radio The Next Generation too. At the end of the year, we would say our favorite albums and wrestling shows and shit like that too. So that is something we've always, it's a Howdy Inc. thing we've done for a little while in a few different ways at this point. But the way we do it currently on the Discord, I really like the way we do it. We set them up in like different times. At noon it's games, at 3:00 it's albums or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah,
and that's always a really fun day on the Discord for posting and seeing what everybody's favorite things of the year was. And it always makes me kind of think through the year of like, okay, I need to add this to a list somewhere so that I know to add it onto my list at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's really fun to think back through the year. I mean, sometimes you're just like, I didn't do enough of this to really have anything. But, and this year since we got into the stupid AI images, it was really fun because we just made an image for each category and just random shit. And
that was really cool. That was really cool how that worked out. That was a lot of fun. It was cool that we had images for everybody. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then we also do the gift exchange. We've done that for a few years now.
That
like,
also started on
always
the Unknown
done.
Pod. We did a couple episodes doing that there. Then we decided to bring it to the Discord.
Yeah. And we
did it 2 years in a row now, I think, right? Or is it more than that? Just on the Discord.
I think 2 years sounds right.
I wouldn't know. I've only been there for a year, guys.
Yeah.
You were part of this year's exchange, though, right, Tom?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I got a wireless charger here on my desk.
Oh yeah.
From the Smoothmeister.
Made your desk charger.
Yeah.
It's fancy as hell, man.
Fancy as hell, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the most memorable of the gift exchange moments is when Taggart was opening his gift while driving down the fucking road.
Yeah,
driving on the highway.
Seat next to him. Yeah, that was
eating and trying to open his present while he was on a Discord video call.
Yep.
Driving down the road, opening his. We're like, dude, just pull over. Why are you driving? Just it'll take 5 minutes. Just park somewhere and then talk to us. No,
that was kind of scary.
It was a little scary.
I didn't enjoy watching the video.
A knife. He was like using a knife to open the box. Like while he was, I was like,
driving, opening this fucking box, opening the present. Doing the video, all of
recording the video. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot happening.
All the fucking cars pass in the back. Yeah, that was my favorite moment of gift exchanges.
Gift exchanges were funny.
That was a pretty good one. I mean, they were just fun. We just kind of just bullshit on top of showing each other gifts. It usually ended up taking like an hour of our time whenever we did it.
Mm-hmm. So the Discord is our current message board, basically.
Yep.
And last week, Liz was talking about how like we use it like old people, and I said, yeah, like the kids use it as like a video game type thing more so than the way we use it as like a text-based thing. Is that correct?
I mean, I think we use it more as a gaming thing. I think
that's what I mean.
I think it's also used as that a lot. I think we're not as into that part of it. We just like playing games, and it's more of just an easy way for all of the different devices to be able to talk to each other.
Well, when I first started college, like I had gotten my server like super fancy. There were permissions for everybody. Certain people that I was closer to had more permissions to my server than others.
We had a lot of people on that at that point.
I think you guys do the same thing. We did counting for a while. There was just
counting. Oh my god.
It's always mother, bro.
It is always mother, bro. Oh my god.
Logan Nestor. Logan Nestor thought it was, sometimes it was Walker Adams.
How many times?
It was funnier than shit of like 81's next, but I'm gonna type 80. Whoops.
Just so we're clear, I never did that. I'm just dumb.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was never sabotaging.
We would always get tripped up because we would always be online at the same. Like we had a Minecraft server that went with.
Sometimes that would happen.
So all 10 of us were in a voice chat and on the game. So there would just be so many of us rapid fire, just like number. And so eventually someone's internet would just be slow enough to not see the active number.
Yeah.
And 3 different people would type 13 at the same time. And so everyone would just fuck it up. So.
Yep. We've been there before.
That was when I used Discord, I think like the way you guys describe Discord. But since then, like, I am purely just an Xbox Discord interface. I just join a voice chat. Like, it is, like you guys were saying last week, like, this is just a Skype to me. It's a reliable Skype.
Now we're counting on the Discord.
Oh, no.
26.
Hell yeah.
I will not be participating.
We need your help, Liz. Just don't fuck it up.
Every time you tell me you need my help, and then I fuck it up. The one time was twice in the same day,
I'm pretty sure.
and I cannot believe the twice in the same day was the worst.
Yeah,
but that was not my fault. I was trying to explain something else, and there was a number in it, and it turned into a problem. And it was,
that's crazy.
I was trying to, because Scott couldn't count. Scott too couldn't count unless he had been on the Discord for 7 days. So there was a countdown to Scott being able to count with us. Mm-hmm. And I was in the wrong thread talking about that there was only 2 more days until Scott could count. And it counted me for 2. And it took me, it took us all the way back.
Anything
I think we were at like 175.
Typed out alphabetically.
Yeah, it was, I think we were at like 175, and I typed 2 more days, and then it threw us all back again. So, and then later that day, we didn't have the internet. My internet connection wasn't great, and I did it. And Dad's sitting next to me in the car, because we're in the car while it's happening. Mm-hmm. Dad's sitting next to me in the car. We're in traffic, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me, Liz? Put your phone down."
I'm counting. God damn it, it's important.
Because he got a notification on his phone that I had tried and it didn't work, and that counting got messed up. He was legitimately pissed at me. It was so funny. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm out.
There was a command we ended up adding eventually, because I think, so do you guys have it set up so that the bot is just in a certain text chat, and that text chat is just looking for numbers?
Yes.
If you go in, usually each bot has its own website, like whatever it is, .gg is usually just like a setting. But then you can add so that in order to give it'll also look for a symbol. So we had it so that it had to be ! 25.
Oh God, so I'm not typing all that.
By the time you type that extra digit,
we would still fuck it up. I understand why you did it.
It would delay you and we put a cooldown on the text chat. People were only ever able to text every 3 seconds.
I don't like this.
So everybody's computer had to stop for a second.
The cooldown.
The number, and then someone else could type.
The cooldown's a great idea, but so many great moments of ruining the numbers.
You're right.
That's the reason you do it, to fuck it up.
The kind of explosion of text that happens when somebody fucks it up is almost as fun.
It's
as counting it.
I don't want to.
The lead user used to mess it up too, right? That was all. I feel like I remember that on the couch. Like the 4 of us would just be sitting in the living room playing something, and someone would just go, "Damn it, Dave!" And then Dave would leave the Discord after that because everyone would give him shit for fucking up the number.
You mean deleted user?
Yeah,
deleted user.
Yeah. So we did that in more than one Discord. Okay.
We did, yes. Yes.
Did you bring up the whacking tree?
Oh my God.
No, I think we covered that one last episode. Ish.
Yeah.
All right. What else? Was there anything else on the list that we wanted to do? We're gonna have to skip it, and we're not doing an episode 3.
No, I don't.
We never really
trilogy.
What else would we even talk about?
The trilogy, man. Come on.
You got to do a Return of the King. Return of the Howdy. You got to call it Return of the Howdy.
We'll have to do something in the middle of the week, and then we'll reminisce about it on Saturday.
We never really got to the gathering of the Incolos, but
there's that.
I thought it was
the gathering Incolos. Yeah,
I thought it was cool that Kyle had that in his top 3 last week. That essentially some party in my backyard was on his top 3 list. So I thought that was cool. And I do feel like we do put on some pretty fun parties in our backyard. So I don't know. I think that's
cool. We're
pretty
pretty fucking cool.
Wileys are good hosts.
Yeah. We're just too good.
Yeah.
Well, but slightly to that point though, one thing, especially after moving out of the house, one lesson that the Howdy brand taught me, and I try to live up to it as much as possible, is to just do it.
That's
well, no.
Spin that.
Howdy, Nike, very.
We are very equal in both popularity,
especially the way that you guys handle it. Because Scott talked about it last week of if Dad doesn't say something, then X number of people will flake, or like it's just there's
Pretty much.
always some reason not to do it, but then everybody does it and has a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the moments that I remember specifically, we did the Song 2 by Blur video on your YouTube, and I always look back on that and I'm like, damn, why was I also being an asshole there? Like that is just
Were you in
that
eighth
video
grade?
is 20 seconds long. Just enjoy yourself doing it. Like
why were
like,
you being an asshole? What
must have been
were you
in eighth
doing
grade.
that made you an asshole?
We just had a
because he was in 8th grade.
Yeah, it had
That's
to
just
be.
how it
No,
works.
because Iris was doing the asshole because she was in 8th grade. I was just anxious. Like
What was I doing?
What did I say? Did I say something wrong?
You got
Iris
it.
was doing the asshole because she was in 8th grade.
Oh,
is
shit,
the words
bro.
that you said.
Yeah,
It's a rite of passage.
Yep. It happens in 8th grade too.
8th grade.
But I was doing it just because I had anxiety over it. Like I was like in the middle of high school or whatever, and like I was just super anxious at that point.
Yeah.
But I just always look back on it and like my woohoo is like so lackluster. I'm like, damn it, man! Like just put some. He just wants to have a good time. Like it is nothing serious. Like just enjoy yourself in the basement for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And
If
so
I pick up
since
the guitar
moving
and play it right now, will you give me a good woohoo?
probably.
Do it.
Probably. But
No,
I
like,
can appreciate.
but
I
that's
can
something that I
appreciate
do
you
now.
being
Like,
able
I'm
to
just
look
like,
back
yo,
on
let's
it
just
now.
play board games. Like I know that it's gonna like be like it feels like a monumental task. Let's all just sit around the coffee table and let's play Telestrations. It'll be a good time. Everyone knows that once we start, it'll be fun. It's that first step, and I feel like especially with the howdy stuff, the first step. Like I don't know. That's something that I've taken away of like bigger life picture. Something I've taken away from the whole thing.
Is just do it.
Yeah, just enjoy
Just
yourself.
Nike.
Like what the fuck's you're just recording a YouTube video. Why are you pissed that you're recording a YouTube video in the comfort of your basement? Like just have a good time. Like it's all right.
There you go.
That was just a
I'm
long
glad
way of
that we
saying
taught you
sorry that I was such an ass about the Song 2 thing. 'Cause that always shows up. Because
I didn't
like I said last week, like I go
remember
through
that
that
you were.
nostalgia stuff, and I'm like, oh, cool, fun Parker stuff. Oh, super old Howdy Inc. stuff. And then there's some of that stuff in the middle that I'm like, why was I so stubborn? Like, just have fun. It's that's all that it is just fun stuff.
Well,
Because you were a teenager,
yeah,
probably.
right.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
totally
bro,
what it was.
teenager
There's
sucks
nothing-
balls, bro.
There's nothing else.
Well,
But
now
then
you're
there was,
sitting
like-
here with us on this podcast, and you've
Yeah.
got plenty of good stuff to say. So all
You
is
just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen, bro.
because there was even the little Howdy's crib that we did in Dolphin Island.
good. Yeah, that was cool.
The like
fire.
like that was just one of those moments where I was like, we're on vacation. Like this is not serious. Like just have fun. And I think that it reflected that I was just having fun.
Yeah.
Was that
when
an
we were
episode
trying
of the
to
Howdy
add-
Show?
That was when we were trying to add all the videos in the next generation. When we were trying to add more stuff, and we
So
were
that
on
was-
vacation.
I might have been like an intro segment into
It was just
or a
one of the
closing
segments.
segment. Yeah.
So it was very Howdy Show-ish, but it was
Yeah.
for TNG.
It was TNG.
hmm
Right on. And then they became like their own little videos on the YouTube page, correct?
Yeah, Little Howdy's Cribs is just a like a 5-minute video.
Shit, I
on
need to
your
watch
YouTube.
that. I
Are
haven't
you wearing
watched
your
that,
banana
like,
shirt?
I think the button up.
Yeah.
I think so.
That was
I haven't
that
watched that
came up
since
on my
I made it.
time hop this week
The
that we went to
purple
Dolphin Island and you were
shorts.
wearing your banana shirt.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's 5 years ago right now. Happening on my time hop was the Dolphin
Yeah.
Island trip.
Crazy.
Yeah, right on. Yay, Howdy Inc.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Yay.
Woo!
And one of the things to come out of it as well from being like a temporary host on the Next Generation was, I think it was Kyle that said it. It might have been Scott too. But like they would just like I would chime in for an episode and like usually the notes were like, man,
The
that
cat
kid's
climbing
really
the wall
smart. Like
behind
he
you.
has
It's
like,
just funny.
but he has like really he's very well spoken. Like he
That was
has
Scott
really
that said
insightful
that
things to
about
say.
you.
That's one of the biggest compliments I've ever gotten. So,
Mhm.
and I take that compliment everywhere I go. I'm like, oh yeah. Like anytime when I'm down, I'm like, no. Like people who I have never met before, not even in the same state as me, have told me that I am an interesting
Think
person to
I'm
listen
awesome.
to. So yeah, so I'm like,
Hell
fuck
yeah.
it, man. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit about that guy? Like, or the people that are like making me feel elsewise.
What do the kids here think about like being included in like a old people internet group situation like this? Like, do y'all think like it's weird that these people like are still friends, or?
I'm envious of it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I kind of wish
Yeah.
the message board part of it, I kind of wish I was able to experience more. Because I think that's really cool.
We got a whole pooping thread that you could look
Yeah,
at.
like not that exactly, but like just overall, just like the message board type of thing sounds cool.
And like the camaraderie that comes with it. Like you guys
I just
talk
got too
about
much
like
fucking social anxiety for that shit. I used to be able to like meet new people on Xbox and stuff and all that, but I can't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, but when we get on Xbox and shit, like, you know, we get on and play with each other because we don't want to fucking play with other people.
So we're very similar to you in that we met these people when we were your age.
Yeah, you had to meet them somehow. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I feel like it's harder, and like there's more internet usage now, so like there's just so many more people that you can reach to. So it's like a little bit more anxiety inducing than
is
just
part of it.
Oh, these people also like ICP. I'm now their friends for literally fucking ever.
Yeah.
But is part of it that
Down for life.
the accessibility of it wasn't super huge? Like, is part of it that like some people just had the hardware to do it? Because I feel like that's where it's different now, at least from my perspective, is that the people that I choose to be online with are the people that I already know, because I know that everyone I talk to has some sort of gaming console that I can talk to somebody on, as opposed to I don't know if anybody else down the street in Reading has a computer, but Scott in this state talks to me, so like that he's my friend now.
I would say we were definitely with the nerdy part of it. Like the people that are in this group in that time. Yes, we were all juggalos, but there were juggalos everywhere.
Yeah, we
that
played on
were
Xbox
not connected to.
too.
But we were also nerd juggalos, so we had.
You talk about like making Ninja Land and how much of a task that was. Like clearly, like a decent amount of people involved with the group needed to be tech savvy to some capacity. You know what I mean? Like there was obviously like
there was more like, tech savviness
at this point in time. At this point in time, not everybody in the fucking world had a computer in their home. It was
becoming not even in their home, like in their back pocket. Like it's
I'm
super
definitely
easy.
I'm definitely not talking about the back pocket. I'm talking about the computer in the home.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was definitely a more common thing at that time. Like it wasn't a super rare thing.
Okay.
But you know, no, not every computer or not every home did have a computer, and we were the ones that were kind of there at the beginning of. Not the beginning of the internet. I mean, this wasn't at the very beginning of the internet,
but you made the internet
Web
do
1.0.
The
it was still Web
do.
1.0 at that point in time, and we were using message boards and all that.
It was the beginning of the connectivity of people on the internet, though.
For sure,
like,
for sure.
In the beginning of the internet,
and
there wasn't a ton of that.
And right at that point in time, there was not a Facebook or something like that where you're connecting to all of your real life people that are in your world. At this point in time, you went to stuff that was specialized into things. You went to the AOL chat rooms that was the wrestling chat room or the death metal chat room, or you found the message board that was connected to the Juggalo website, and then you all start posting together. And that's what we did. We went on. There was insaneclownposse.com, but then there was the fan sites for them, and there was like 3 or 4 of them that were like the main ones. And there was just one of those that we all started posting on the message board associated to that.
And so I guess that's the key difference then, is that it was more website based rather than like what now would be like more app based.
Correct.
There isn't like a app that just everybody has. It's like you have to go out of your way to find your fandoms.
Yeah. You sat down on the computer and you opened your browser and you went to the website.
Gotcha.
And
how did you find the website is my follow-up question.
Well, so ICP had their website, which they promoted.
They all promoted each other, really. That's
like through their merchandise and like at their shows and like when we like that kind of stuff.
And at that point in time, there would be a links section on their website,
on ICP's website,
that would kind of give a shout out to like the sites that were like revolving their sites around them. Yeah, there was a whole song that did shout out to all of
there also was
Reddit's having
fan bases at that time also had their own websites. So like Britney Spears fan club had a Britney Spears fan club website, and there were boards that were attached to that, and people communicated in that
Liz
way.
was there too.
It was there. I was not there too, but it was
That was a weird example.
But that's like
this sounds kind of specific. Let's
all of them were like that. So their promotion team had the same kind of situation, and so there were 2 or 3 fan-led sites that the ICP site talked about regularly, that when you would go to the gathering or you would go to a show, they would be there and they'd be passing out flyers and like that kind of stuff. And so that was how we kind of like built a community in that sense.
At one point
and
in
then
time,
it grew from there.
On the Eels main website, there was a link to a fan site that me and Dave made that was all AIM icons. It was Eels AIM icons. We made like all of these. There were like 50 by 50 pixels that were used for AIM icons. And our website was on the Eels website, the main Eels website.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome.
So yeah, it was a different time.
Yeah, that's what
For sure.
the internet was like back then.
The internet was vast, but honestly, at least
You had
in
to
my
work for
world,
the connectivity.
it was smaller. It really was more niche things that you would go. In some ways that was good, and then in other ways it wasn't as good, because
I liked it better when it was a bunch of fucking random strangers instead of being connected to everybody in your life that you've ever actually fucking met.
Yeah.
Fuck all those people. I like you people.
Yeah, it was like the Wild West back then, because you didn't
definitely
have
was the
everybody
Wild West.
knowing
It was more
who you
faction,
were
for sure.
when you were posting your stuff, so you could like.
And you could be more. You
Random-ass
could
people.
always be very much more anonymous in those situations.
And you could be yourself because you weren't like the world wasn't all connected to what you were doing right at that moment.
Right.
Like,
like your English teacher
You don't have to fucking sign in with
find
Apple
you
to do
on
that
the
shit.
Juggalo message board, so you could say the most ridiculous
sectioned
things.
off.
Parents would have no idea what the hell you
Right.
were doing on that damn computer.
And we were
didn't.
Dad and I were adults, but there were a lot of kids that were in those spaces.
And so probably still the most modern example of it then still sounds like Reddit.
Reddit and Discord for sure.
Because like Reddit just as like subreddits just sound like those fan pages,
it's exactly
just like
that.
a way to be niche.
Yeah,
on one.
Yeah, I mean Reddit's
thing.
kind of like centralized it. It makes it a little bit easier to communicate by sub, but
it's
this
so
is very
niche
similar to that.
But as far as
it was
what we're
similar.
But finding
in
the
that.
subs on Reddit is a little bit easier than I would say finding websites back then.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And Discord has worked out great for, we grew up on message boards and then kind of switched away after that died off, and none of them were really all that great. And then once Discord came along and we were able to have like the different channels, which was just like having the different sections of the message boards. Discord works out great for us.
The thing about message boards, I think, for us is that multiple conversations are happening at the same time.
Yeah. We love having it split up. We love having
it separated.
We like having the video game talk, the music talk, the
especially
talk,
Scott cannot stand when people talk in the other threads.
Somehow I became the fucking Nazi. I don't even know.
You've always been.
I don't remember ever
don't
complaining
deny
about
it.
it.
Scott likes to ban people for talking in the video game thread about
But I mean,
TV
that's what
shows
I used to
or
do
music.
with my server back in the
There
day,
you
because I
go.
was like, there's no point in the structure if you're just going to all talk in general anyway. Like, why did I
actually
put in
don't
all of
give a
that
shit.
effort with all the permissions and
Scott
shit?
really does. There's
You're
not
gonna
enough
talk
of
about
us there
food in
for
the video
Scott
game
to
chat.
really
Fuck
care.
you.
If there's
Like,
one
Just
We
like
just-
when he was a
doesn't
kid.
give a shit
Same
about
way.
structure, it's this guy. So
Right, we just always make fun of Scott because we always pretend like it's Scott is the problem.
like I'm
that
making
he's
a
the
big
one who
deal of
always
something that I
makes
would
a big deal out of it.
never care
But
about.
we
Sometimes
like
by
the
having-
structure.
Sometimes by having all of the different forums, it makes it to where that general forum doesn't get used.
Yes.
Because
Yeah,
we're
like,
because
we
we're
love
always
niche shit.
talking about
Right.
video games or
at the end of
music
it,
or
I just made
whatever.
it so that general is where like the welcome message showed up.
Mm.
Okay.
Like general was just like blah 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 join,
We don't
say
ever
hi.
get any of those.
I would say
Well,
the general
fair
you guys
enough, but,
join,
life
and then
update
when
at
we're
this
done
point.
here, I kick you off the server.
Yeah.
and then you got to join again next time.
Yeah, like
that's been the rule. That has always been the rule.
I'm not a kid, bro. I'm an adult. I'm 18.
I know.
It's not about
18,
whether or not
bro.
you're an adult. It's
Fine.
just
I don't want to hear
about
about how much y'all are shitting. I don't care.
It's a cult. No
okay.
OG members can have kids in the cult.
No. It's not about it being a cult. It's about it being the one space in the world
it's an escape. Like,
that is ours, and so we don't have to include anyone in that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like it's we can say
I'm the
whatever.
one that presses leave server. Like I totally understand the space.
Yeah,
like
it's just the one space, and it's not like you all are not included in that. Obviously, everyone knows who you are. Everyone has watched you grow up. We're watching their kids grow up. Like
that is my
we
counterpoint
all
to
know
it.
Say it again.
Like that is my counterpoint to the not being in the server. Is like, man, everybody watched me grow up. Everybody knows who I am. People talk about me on a fairly regular basis, but I have no way to individually talk to Scott. Like, like unless we're playing golf with friends.
You can exchange numbers right now.
You can exchange numbers right now. He's also on all social media.
I don't want to dox myself.
Yeah,
but I started talking to Winter about it, and Winter was like, "Are you super close with Kyle?" And I was like, "Man, Kyle has like always felt like an uncle, but I couldn't tell you the last time I privately one-on-one spoke any words to Kyle, like because of that rule. Like, there's just that connection, that disconnect of adults with the kids.
I'll take that into consideration, and I will. That your point." Or what you're saying brings up the point that made me think where last week there was a couple people that said that the Lil Howdy in the beginning was like one of their favorite parts in Howdy history. It was in a couple people's top 3. And I thought that was cool. And maybe that was a little surprising, I guess, because we always talk about all the goofy, stupid shit that we do. But then when it got down to it, there was a few different people that was like, yeah, like that, like super like thoughtful video of your kid that you put out was like the best part. So that was another moment that was kind of nice to hear.
Mama's follow-up question of like, is that your favorite now or was it your favorite then? And Smoothie saying that like when it was posted, I was like, that's like the coolest part of the episode. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
And a lot of that had to do with the fact that we started having kids before everybody else started having kids. And so, like, they didn't know people like us who had kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, they only knew old people who had kids. And so, like,
we were the old people.
We were the old people. But
of this bunch, we
are the old
kind of
people
were.
in this group.
Yeah.
Even just because we kind of started our adulting before a lot of other people started.
I don't know how close behind. I can't remember. How old is Kyle's oldest?
Kyle's oldest is a year younger than Iris.
Okay. Because like I was just kind of thinking like if it was
she was born at Christmas 2006.
It was like super cool. Like, oh, the Wileys have a kid. It's cool to watch that kid grow up with them, and then I don't need a kid. Like I get to watch this kid grow up.
Yeah.
Online, like I'm.
They got to watch us fuck it up royally.
I'll support these guys.
Hey, I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty fucking cool.
I have nothing to do with whether or not you all are cool. It just they were able to watch us adult horribly adult.
Well, we made some funny web content.
Yeah. We did.
Woohoo! That's all that matters. All right, wrap it up.
Hey, Scott, close it out.
Okay. Well, all right. Thanks for
your usual closing.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on another special evening of the Unknown Podcast. Another fucking marathon, 2.5 hours. Hell yeah. Yeah, next week, next month, whatever. We'll see you soon. Peace out, sauerkraut. Suck my dick, eat my shit. Goodbye.
Beautiful.